by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
We're back. I'm Jimenita Swain, and today is Monday, February 9th. This is the Season 3 premiere of What's Trending, and if the timing feels intentional, it is. We're returning just in time for Love Week, and we've got a lot to talk about in today's show. But let's start with the chilly weather we've been experiencing across the Bahamas over the past 2 weeks. Baseline joins us in studio with the forecast. Hey, Basil, it's been a while. Can you give us a quick weather update?
Well, Jimenita, that area of high pressure will maintain some warm days and chilly nights into Wednesday. Tonight, you can expect temperatures to fall off to about 56 degrees. Tomorrow night, 59. And by Wednesday, it will climb back up to about 62 degrees. So there are going to be some chilly nights right into Wednesday. However, the warming trend will begin as we head towards the weekend. But another cold front will move into the area on Sunday, and that will usher in some cooler temperatures the early part of next week.
So will we see this cooler weather into the end of February?
Well, once we get this frontal system out of the area, we anticipate that there will be at least one or two more frontal systems passing through the northwest Bahamas before the end of the month. And behind those fronts, we will see some chilly temperatures once again.
Well, thanks, Basil. Now with that we've heard from Basil, let's get into what's coming up in today's show. When the butterflies fade and love alone can't carry the weight, what's next? It's a conversation we all need to have, and we've got someone in studio with the answers. Plus, we're designing the perfect arrangements, proof that when words fail, flowers never do. And finally, What's the Buzz is back. The Bahama Beauty took a short break, but she's ready to catch you up on everything trending on social media. We're just getting started. What's Trending returns right after this. Love is complicated, but sometimes the problem isn't love at all. It's language. Today, we're talking about why understanding your partner's love language can make or break a relationship, and how miscommunication can leave even the most well-intentioned couples feeling disconnected. Joining us is psychiatrist Dr. Davina Knowles-Robinson, who is here to help us decode love, improve connection, and maybe even save a few relationships along the way. Welcome back to What's Trending, Dr. Robinson.
Thank you for having me. That sounds like a very tall order, but we'll see.
We'll see what you come up with. I know you're always often very helpful. Now, so for anyone who is watching, who's heard the term but isn't totally sure, what are love languages and why do they matter so much in relationships?
So Dr. Gary Chapman conceptualized this thought that love is something that you receive and something that you get and give. So he conceptualized this theory that there are 5 love languages that include gift giving, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service. And so people receive and give love in a different way. So if you do the testing, you can kind of see where you kind of fall with your more likely to have love in this way versus another.
So there are some people, like couples, they feel like they're doing everything, but they still feel unappreciated or unseen. What do you say to them?
So that's all about communication, and I would advise there's the website to go on where you can actually take your love language test.
Okay.
And as a couple, that might be a nice flirty way to embrace the relationship, see where it's going, how to navigate those spaces. So communication is very important. So if you do the test, you can kind of see which love language you are and how you give and how you receive, and I think that will better understand your partner and how to appreciate your relationship.
Because that was where I was going with my next question in terms of what happens when couples seem to have completely different love languages. You mentioned doing the test, but what's one other thing that they probably could consider to solve that issue?
So imagine you being a very, very chatty person, and the person next to you is just touching you all the time, and they're thinking, oh, I'm doing everything right. When in fact, I hate to be touched. Like, I don't want you to touch me, don't breathe next to me, can you leave me alone? I need some acts of service. So like, at the end of the day, communicating how you truly feel with your partner. So a lot of times people feel a certain type of way, but yet they're not communicating how they want to receive or give that love. And so you two are disconnecting, two freight trains colliding, essentially.
And so communication then is the key element to
Correct.
discovering what their love language is, because you don't want it to seem like I interrogating you
No.
to find out. So what's a way that we could smooth into having that conversation or ease into it?
Talking. I mean, even though that might not be your love language, communication is key, because I'm not going to be able to read your mind and establish how you feel about a certain thing unless you tell me. And so having that conversation, even if it may seem painful and painstaking, is very important. And that would help alleviate a lot of the problems that people face in their marriage.
What would you say is the biggest mistake that you see people make when it comes to expressing love?
They don't know themselves what they want. So identifying in yourself what it is you want and how you want to be received is very important. So understanding yourself, so it's self-evaluation, I think, is the most important thing, and then being able to communicate that to somebody else. Because again, I can't read your mind, so until you know, we won't.
That makes a lot of sense, because sometimes it's one thing to be communicating or trying to bridge the gap, but if you can't talk about it, that's an even greater divide.
Correct.
Wow. So do you think social media and the modern dating culture have changed how we give and receive love?
I think social media has warped the sense of how relationships should be, because a lot of times we focus on one thing. Like, you see the big trips and the big name brand bags and those type of things, and so that translates into love. But yet some people are thingsy and they like the things, but some people, that might not even be where they're receiving the love. So you have this dopamine surge of the trips to Dubai and the Chanel bags, but that person does not receive it in that way, so it is a warped sense of reality.
But other than that, too, it's like it's only one-sided as well.
Right.
So that's another element that you kind of have to bridge. So what is one small thing that you would say that can happen today so that people are better able to speak their partner's love language once they seem to have gotten in a groove?
So dating your partner is very essential. I think knowing your partner, even if you're married for 5, 10 years, having an established weekly, maybe monthly date night is very important. So learning your partner, being able to communicate. Oftentimes I see people out to dinner and they're texting, they're on their phone the entire time. Being able to have that healthy conversation with your partner, and anybody that's watching, a fun exercise to do with your partner is taking the test. It is available online. Look for the 5 love languages test. And I think that would be a good engagement. So you could have the foundation of where your relationship, where you and your partner stand. And I think that would help navigate the space a little bit better.
That makes a lot of sense. And so we're just wondering, can a relationship survive if love languages never align?
That's a very hard question, but I mean, there's no absolutes in anything. I say there's no true never and always. Their evolution, change is the only constant. So if you're willing to adapt, willing to learn, I think there's a possibility to grow the relationship and change it from a dead one.
And that makes a lot of sense. Anything else you want to add, seeing that this is Love Week, that people need to keep in mind that we may not have touched on for today?
I think the biggest and most important thing is to love yourself first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you don't love you, how can you expect somebody else to love you? If you don't know how you want to be loved, then you can't give that love to anybody else. So first, develop yourself, figure out who you are and where you want to be, and then be able to establish that for somebody else as well.
Definitely good advice. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Robinson. Your insight is always truly appreciated. So thanks a lot. Well, here's the thing. We've all felt unappreciated, unseen, or have even been heartbroken. But it's never too late to flip the script. DM us your stories on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Dr. Robinson is here to give you self-love and how we can celebrate the brighter side of things. Start typing now.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales here at CBS Bahamas, where we help you to build beautiful. When it comes to outfitting your new home with beautiful architectural products, we represent prestigious brands such as PGT, Gelwin, Steelcraft, and Overhead Door. If you're looking for new windows or doors custom made for your new house, be sure to email us at sales@cbsbahamas.com.
Bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang.
Flowers have a way of saying what words sometimes can't, and when it comes to Valentine's Day or any special occasion, the right bouquet can make a lasting impression. Today, we're talking with Yvette Williams, a talented florist from Simply Blossoms, who's here to show us what goes into creating the perfect bouquet and how anyone can make their floral gift truly unforgettable. Welcome to What's Trending, Yvette.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you with us, especially during this busy week of love, so we know how it is. Thank you.
Definitely, definitely.
So tell us, what inspires the designs that go into the creations that you make, and how do you think of the flowers that will accompany it?
Well, actually, I love flowers. I love all types of flowers, and so I simply like the combination instead of the regular. I like the unusual, I like the exotic, and so most of my customers know what I like, so they come to me specifically for that reason.
And so they know they're gonna get a unique
different
creation from you.
Something different, something
and
different.
I know that you try to keep a mindset of, you know, your customers in mind, whether it's high-end, low-end, you're trying to accommodate everybody. And I know that you have a special arrangement that you wanted to talk a little bit with us about.
Well, this little token here, we've called this the coffee break. And so with it is a small arrangement, a mug, and in the mug comes cookies, coffee or tea, and all the elements that is needed to create your tea with your flowers.
So something special. Something that you can put on your desk. And then, you know, you have your mug, your tea, your treat. That's the start of the morning.
Yes, and not only that, this can be the starter of the day's events. And so if you want to come up with something creative so that you'll throw her mind off getting anything, or maybe thinking this is all that she's going to get, no, here is the starter for it. Or even school children. School children who can't afford the
males and females.
Males and females.
Okay, because you know the men always feel like they get left out.
Definitely, most certainly.
And so are there certain flowers for certain occasions, like now we're in the week of love heading towards Valentine's? How do we factor that in? What colors, what flowers are we selecting?
Well, Valentine is generally red, pink, and white. But nowadays, everything has changed. You can get tinted blue roses, you can get rainbow roses, you can get tinted purples, and so people just want to be creative. And if you know us Bahamians, we want something different. We don't always want
unique.
We don't want something that somebody else have. We want to be the only one with that particular design or color.
I like that. And obviously, you have some elements here, and we're going to put something very special together for Valentine's. So what is going to be our starting point for that?
Our starting point is going to be to check your rose to make sure all of the petals are good, because you don't want, I mean, this one isn't the best simply because of, but you don't want to give somebody a rose with tattered petals.
Okay.
And plucking the petals, you can hear that they're fresh.
Yes.
Yeah, the little snap. And so this is the rose. I've added a little funky element, the peacock feather. And so we're going to just add this quickly.
Okay. You said this is the Oasis tape that...
This is the Oasis tape, and you can actually use Scotch tape. I have some Scotch tape here. And so we're just going to attach this to make it
Just something
steady.
Extra. Yes.
Yeah, to make sure it's firm.
So we have the rose.
And then you're going to
position
your peacock feather so that it can be seen.
Okay.
Okay?
So that's just the two starting elements.
That's the starting element. As simple as putting it in the sleeve, we can also attach it before we put it in the sleeve.
Okay.
With the clear tape. Here you go.
All right, so you make make it very efficient and easy.
Very efficient, and this is regular Scotch tape, so you don't have to go into the Oasis tape if you don't want to.
Okay.
And so here we have it.
All right.
And so you're gonna slip this into your sleeve.
Okay.
Make sure it's in, facing you.
Okay.
Make sure it's down. Sometimes you can add a little bit of greens to the back. It isn't absolutely necessary. Let it go down some more because you want the rose covered.
Okay.
So that the rose is protected.
All right.
Okay,
so
again, you're going to take...
around so our viewers can see what we're doing.
And then you're going to take the Scotch tape again, and you're simply going to... attach.
Make sure it's snug in the sleeve.
Right, so that it's not moving up and down.
All right.
Now, here's the tricky part. This is a box of chocolates, and so this is going to be something a little different again, because usually you would find one rose is sold just as it is, but
a single rose,
we come in a little different on the show.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to attach our chocolate again, Scotch tape again.
Okay. Scotch tape is very handy.
It's handy today, and so we're going to attach it from the back.
Okay, so it's hidden.
Make sure it's hidden, sorry. We're attaching it from here.
Okay, so it's coming together.
It's coming together nicely.
The chocolate, the peacock feather, and obviously we get a little better.
And then we're going to put our bell.
Okay.
Hold him. And we're going to add some blue to match the blue in the peacock feather.
Okay. So how long have you been in this business, and how did you get started? Because you told me you love flowers.
I love flowers. I started actually, well, I did crafts growing up, and so I started doing fresh artificial flowers. And I was introduced through a friend visiting a store, and I just found that I like fresh flowers.
Okay.
And so here we are. We're going to attach.
So the away. Okay, so we're giving the bear a little bow tie.
Yeah, we're going to give him a belly tie. This is going to be a cummerbund.
Okay.
And so you can make the bow to the side or definitely underneath. And so as simple as that. Bow doesn't have to be as big or as long. And it is as simple as that.
And that is something there for the one you love. So tell us, obviously, you talked about the red, the whites, the pinks. What are some common mistakes that people are making when they are arranging flowers, and what can you tell them to avoid them? Because, you know, some people, they like to be there, do it themselves first.
Sometimes people overuse greens.
Okay.
Sometimes they overuse fillers. And what is important is that the flowers be seen, whether you're using roses, whether you're using orchids, whatever flower you're using, the important thing is that the flowers be seen.
So that's the statement piece, obviously. Keep that in.
The flowers are the statement piece, because sometimes there is so much busyness going on in the arrangement that you can't see the essence of the flowers. You don't see the essence of the roses.
Okay.
And so, go ahead.
And I was getting to the next question is, after you've gotten this beautiful arrangement, how do you make it last longer?
Sometimes it depends on the element. Now, I've known from experience that if you send someone who works in a hair salon, an arrangement, the roses won't last as long because of the dry humidity.
Okay.
The dryer dries out the atmosphere and the soil, no matter how much water.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you are truly a flower-loving somebody, you would mist your roses every day.
Okay.
Because flowers absorb moisture through their petals, not only from the stem.
Okay.
And so you make sure you put water, fresh water. You don't have to put ice, you don't have to put sugar, you don't have to put anything in it.
Okay. Well,
just water. Make sure your flowers have water.
That's great advice. So where can persons find you if they're interested in connecting with you? I know you're busy this week, but just for future reference, how can they connect
Simply
with
Blossoms. Simply Blossoms next door to McDonald's in Palmdale. And you can WhatsApp at 454-8297.
All right. Well,
and prices are excellent.
Awesome. Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth, G. Well, this is beautiful, and this has been fun. We see that we can make something simple but elegant and beautiful, whether we're on a budget or we're trying to be extravagant. So thank you again, Yvette, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And all the best during your very busy week of love.
I need it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So whether it's Valentine's Day, a birthday, or just because the right bouquet can brighten someone's day and make a lasting impression. If it's trending, buzzing, or blowing up online, the Bahama Beauty has it covered. What's the Buzz is next.
Show your pets some love this Valentine's Day. Send your photos to our DM on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Send them in now to be featured on What's Trending.
Diet-friendly special.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Ghost pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Ghost pepper wings.
The Bahama Beauty is ready to catch you up on everything trending on social media.
I'm the Bahama Beauty, and here's what's the buzz for this week. Cardi B may have been all smiles during the Bad Bunny halftime performance, but things would take a turn for her boyfriend, Stephon Diggs, as the Seattle Seahawks piled on the points to defeat the New England Patriots 29-13 to become Super Bowl 60 champions. This year's throwdown was definitely one for the books, as Bad Bunny's halftime show became the most watched performance ever at 135 million viewers. And while he had the support of the crowd at home, he also had it from his ex-girlfriend, Kendall Jenner, having a party of her own alongside best friend Hailey Bieber. Do we sense a rekindling? On the heels of Valentine's Day, anything is possible. Cupid's arrow has struck the Kardashians once again. Kim Kardashian and superstar Lewis Hamilton were seen all cuddled up and coupled up in the Super Bowl stands. The two have been spotted earlier this month on a romantic getaway in Paris, sparking initial dating rumors. And what better carpet to premiere a new relationship on than on one of the world's biggest stages? Will we be seeing these two hot commodities walk down the aisle? We'll see. But what's trending, we'll be keeping close watch. And speaking of Bad Bunny, not everyone was feeling the flow. Despite his anti-ICE message and passionate speeches about keeping families together, his performance seemed to be tearing the Paul brothers apart. Jake Paul took to his X account, urging his followers to boycott the Puerto Rican pop star's performance, dubbing him a fake American. The post states, purposefully turning off the halftime show. Let's rally together and show big corporations they can't just do whatever they want without consequences, which equals viewership for them. You are their benefit. Realize you have power. Turn off this halftime. A fake American citizen performing who publicly hates America. I cannot support that. Brother Logan Paul quoted his initial post saying, I love my brother, but I don't agree with this. Puerto Ricans are Americans, and I'm happy they were given the opportunity to showcase the talent that comes from the island. The irony? Both brothers have been Puerto Rican residents living in Puerto Rico for the last few years.
Well, thanks so much, Bahama Beauty. Who needs a +1 when you're a perfect 10? We're celebrating self-love. Take yourself out, catch a movie, or hit the beach and tag us in your solo date photos or videos on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Show us how you're treating yourself because you deserve it the most.
Following the recent Corn Ferry Tour 2026 event at the Abaco Club, Parliamentary Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, John Binder II, and CEO of BDG Sports, Brooks Downing, showed us what golfing brings to the table for tourism in the Bahamas.
This start to the Corn Ferries Tour is extremely important. This is the pathway to the PGA Tour and to be a professional golf course. And not only are there $1 million prize monies, but it is a chance for these players to really showcase what they have and take it to the next level. But for Abaco, this is something that is really special. This showcases that we are world-class in sports. We're world-class in golfing, in fishing, in diving, and many other things. It showcases the Bahamas not to be a competitor only within the Caribbean, but across the world. This golf course here is a testament to Bahamians doing what Bahamians do. Everything the best that it can be. And it's better in the Bahamas for a reason. Not only for the golf courses and the fishing and the beaches and the beautiful weather, but also for the people. It's the Bahamian people that make this happen.
From a tournament week standpoint, you're talking about 500 persons or more that are here on island. When you talk about 132 golfers, 132 caddies, you add in tour officials, operations folks, BD Global, and then you start adding in friends and families and wives and spouses and girlfriends and everything else that show up. Next thing you know, you've got 500 people here for a week. So the heads in beds and the economic impact that it provides and the direct funding that it provides for Abaco is an incredible number and an incredible impact for this island.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
On Tuesday's show, love takes center stage. Meet a couple showing that real love grows stronger when it's nurtured. And before we leave, we want to wish our teleprompter operator, Dominic Roll, a very happy birthday. We hope you're continuing to enjoy your special day. Well, thanks for watching. Stay connected with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Millions invested in Grand Bahama's energy sector. Plus, a major Grand Bahama redevelopment project hits a pause. We'll tell you why. And the real estate surge in Albaco and the Keys, why experts say now is the time to invest.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Millions of dollars are being invested into Grand Bahama's energy sector through support from the Inter-American Development Bank, with projects aimed at improving power reliability, expanding renewable energy, and strengthening the island's overall economy. Our Shelia Roll has tonight's top story.
The Inter-American Development Bank, IBD, is continuing to play a direct role in supporting Grand Bahama's development through targeted investments aimed at strengthening the island's economy, workforce, and energy sector. IBD officials say their support for Grand Bahama focus on several key areas include boosting public and private sector investments, improving productivity through skills development in the labor force, supporting entrepreneurs, expanding access to financing, and advancing sustainable energy solutions. A major area of investment has been the energy sector. Through a partnership involving the Grand Bahama Power Company, the government of the Bahamas, and the IBD, approximately $7 million has been invested into microgrid systems for East Grand Bahama.
So it means that with these microgrids, power will be able to continue even when the main grid is disrupted. The systems will add 2.7 megawatts of renewable capacity.
In addition to the microgrid investment, the IBD has also financed the first utility-scale solar farms in the Bahamas, right here on Grand Bahama. The project represents a $15 million investment across 2 solar farms with a combined capacity of 9.5 megawatts of the total. The IBD contributed approximately $11.2 million towards the development. According to Shirley Gale, IBD country representative to the Bahamas, these systems also offer significant environmental benefits by reducing emissions and supporting cleaner, more efficient energy use.
If we think about the environmental impact, the positive impact, it's going to reduce carbon emissions by approximately 3,100 tons. And what this means for businesses in Grand Bahama is that you will have a more reliable power supply, less downtime, reduced losses, and ultimately greater stability in electricity prices.
Chief Operating Officer of the Grand Bahama Power Company, Nikita Mulling, says the microgrid investment is a major step forward for the island.
So what we saw in Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Dorian was the damage of the eastern end of the island, and that restoration effort would have taken a bit longer. However, with the implementation of the microgrids, these customers will be able to remain online and remain energized, increasing reliability and increasing resiliency to the eastern end of the island.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shelia Roll.
Thank you for that, Shelia. Another news and update tonight on redevelopment plans for the former Times Bay property in Grand Bahama. While demolition and dredging works have already begun on the site, Exquisite Catamaran Center says aspects of the $50 million luxury condominium project is now on pause as the company seeks an investment partner. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has the latest. Visible transformation has already started at the long-abandoned Time Bay property, where demolition and dredging works signal the early phases of redevelopment. But CEO Thomas Moore says the $50 million project is currently paused as the company seeks an investment partner.
We already have some conceptual renders of a gated community with luxury 65 luxury condo units and docks around it, because as you can see, our marina is already full, so we need to expand our operations. So you got a big plan there. There's only 24 hours in a day, so we'd be looking for partners now, a developer who would be interested in partnering with us or taking it over from us in some way to move it forward.
Having already invested some $3 million into the project, Hamor says the vision for the development remains strong, with full intention to see it through to completion. For now, he notes the exquisite Catamaran Center is keeping operations active, with clientele expanding.
Because we want it to happen, it's just our main focus is boat building and this resort now. We can just do everything ourselves.
Hamor remains optimistic the development will ease housing shortages, pointing to the growing demand for residences across Grand Bahama.
If you see how many more workers are flowing to the island for the shipyard, for all the cruise lines developments, the port, and hopefully the airport soon and all that, so it's kind of obvious that housing is needed.
After purchasing the formerly owned Running Mon Marina and Resort and opening several complementary businesses, the CEO says acquiring the neighboring property was a natural step. He adds that with investment now across hospitality, dining, and marine services, he sees tremendous opportunity in Grand Bahama's future.
Seaport is a gold mine. In all honesty, there's just so many opportunities here, and I feel it will change. I'm a firm believer. I'm one of those that believes that it will happen, and one of those that will do something about it for the change.
The vision of the property includes its transformation into an upscale gated community, complete with a clubhouse, swimming pool, direct access to Tyne Beach, and luxury condominium residences. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest. In other news, illegal dumping remains a serious and widespread issue, with officials warning that discarded debris is turning up across communities, roadways, and even beaches, causing growing environmental damage and concern among residents. Shelia Roll has that report.
Illegal dumping continues to be a major concern across Grand Bahama, with authorities warning that the problem is widespread and damaging both the environment and the island's image. Officials say dumping sites are not confined to one area, but can be found throughout the island, from residential communities to major roadways and even along Grand Bahama's beaches. This, according to Cherish Russell, coordinator for Keep Grand Bahama Clean. The issue has become increasingly visible and remains a persistent challenge.
I'd say all over, because like Ms. Wilsham said, it's only the streets, it's beaches as well. So we'd have a cleanup today on a Saturday, and then when we go the next Saturday, it seems like even more garbage is there. Or we blockade certain areas where we put posts so people cannot deposit their dirt there. And sure enough, it's as if they look for the signs that say no dumping, and they mean to dump there.
The Building and Development Department of the Grand Bahama Port Authority says they frequently investigate these incidents, often by sifting through illegally dumped garbage in an effort to find identifying information, such as names and addresses. Once identified, those responsible can be held accountable.
When people, I say for example, you have come on a site and you see people, evidence of persons dumping illegally, you call us and we come out and we investigate to see how best we can hold persons responsible for that. So we get them to clean it up or we clean it up.
Russell is also urging residents and property owners involved in construction or renovation projects to protect themselves by keeping receipts from contractors. They say documentation can help determine responsibility if construction debris is found to be dumped illegally. Despite the scale of the problem, officials stress that solutions are readily available. Residents are encouraged to rent roll-off bins, which officials say are affordable and provide a proper way to dispose of large volumes of waste. Additionally, household appliances and certain bulky items can be taken directly to the sanitation's landfill for free of charge.
Persons who are changing out their appliances such as fridges, stoves, deep freezers, you could carry it in your unbonded vehicle and that's free. So we also encourage persons to do that as well.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
In news from police, officers on Grand Bahama are investigating an alleged sexual assault that reportedly occurred on Friday, February 6 at a residence on Spinney Road. Preliminary reports indicate that shortly after 4:00 p.m. on Saturday, February 7, 2026, a female reported to police on behalf of her 17-year-old niece that she had been sexually assaulted by a male known to her. As a result of the report, detectives from the Criminal Investigations Department commenced an investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding the incident and to identify the individual reportedly responsible. Well, in news from Abaco, Abaco and the Keys have been experiencing its biggest real estate market boom in 3 years. Experts say for both foreign investors and locals, this is a prime time to take advantage. Our Matthew Mordenborough shares more details in this report.
Speaking with Frank Knowles, an H.D. Christie realtor based in the Abaco Keys who specializes in the second home market for non-Bahamian buyers, he says the real estate market in the Abaco and the Keys has been a prime landscape recently, namely since Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic in the years 2022 and 2023.
Two of the biggest, most productive sales years that I've witnessed in my 20-some years of being involved in real estate. And you know, especially considering post-Dorian, when going into that, it was easy to think that there might not be a recovery at all. But actually, the values of real estate here where I am in Elbow Key, particularly, are far surpassed what they were pre-Dorian.
Despite the promising landscape, Knowles knows the market may not seem desirable to some.
So here's the double-edged sword, right? As a Bahamian, Bahamian realtor, when somebody asks me, "Hey, how's the market?" and I go, "Great, values are up." You know, I say that because that's what, if you're already invested in the real estate market, that's good news. But if you're not and you're still trying to get in, it kind of pains me a bit because I know there are young Bahamians that are still wanting to get into the real estate market and they don't really want to hear that things are up. It's a struggle. You know, again, particularly where I am, you know, in the Abaco Keys, where there's very little land, it's high valued, and some of the locals here, you know, have their roots here, and it's challenging for them to get started and start their own families in an environment like this.
And although the current market still represents its challenges, he strongly believes the sooner the young aspiring homeowners start to seek, the more worthwhile the investment is long term.
Over the years that I've been involved, it's always been upwards. And, you know, it's more challenging now for somebody, a young couple or a young individual to get involved in real estate than it was when I was younger, because the prices are higher, but the outcome is still the same. If you can figure out a way to make it happen, you will not regret it in the long run.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Mordenborough.
And still to come.
The Grand Bahama community left in mourning following the passing of 16-year-old Grace Cooper. We'll have that story plus sports highlights in the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition returns.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this process.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to Cornet Bahamas, where love begins at the door. For the entire month of February, you can enjoy 25% off of our doors, flooring, and tiles. Because our love truly goes beyond the door. Whether you're building, renovating, or simply upgrading your space, we're here to guide you every step of the way. On behalf of Cornet Bahamas, I can't wait to help you find the perfect fit.
Fashion Delight, your fashion boutique for the glamorous woman. From January 29th through February 28th, enjoy spectacular sale with discounts up to 25% off. Discover high fashion dresses, fascinators and hats, elegant slacks, stylish accessories, and more. Fashion Delight, fixing you up for every season and beyond. Third Dimension is spreading the love this Valentine's Day. Enjoy 20% off housewares and hand tools Friday, February 13th and Saturday, February 14th. Shop in store on Yellow Pine Street or online using the code VDAY at thirddimension242.com.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas Northern Campus celebrating 51 C-Learn graduates this past Saturday. The graduates completed programs ranging from accounting to preschool teaching and dental assistance. The ceremony featured a keynote address by the Honorable Ginger Moxie, who described the achievement as a fundamental shift in their trajectory. Our Jolanda Thompson-Everest has the details in this report.
The C-Learn graduation ceremony at the Bahamas Union of Teachers brought together a full house of family, friends, and faculty, all gathered to honor the accomplishment of the graduates. Certificates were presented as applause filled the room, celebrating the dedication, perseverance, and achievements of each student.
Tonight is not just a celebration of people getting certificates, but it is a celebration of commitment, of resilience, and the decision to invest in personal and professional growth.
Keynote speaker, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, encourages the graduates, noting that they have expanded their knowledge and strengthened their potential.
This is not a fleeting milestone. It is a fundamental shift in your trajectory. You have signaled to your colleagues and most importantly to yourselves that you are no longer content with the status quo. You have chosen the path of intentional evolution, and in an era of rapid change, that is the most substantial move a professional can make.
The minister said the Davis-led administration isn't focused on quick fixes or superficial improvements. They are focused on real, lasting empowerment.
We want the residents of this island to be exposed to the best ideas, connected to the best resources, and positioned to lead.
Courses included accounting, associate management, supervisory management, and more, with graduates traveling from Bimini, Acklands, Andros, and Abaco to receive their certificates in person. The graduates described the C-Learn family as nothing short of exceptional and expressed their gratitude for reaching the completion of the program.
While this evening highlights student success, we know that success never happens in isolation. It is made possible through the invaluable contributions of many dedicated stakeholders.
Teachers, we could not have walked into our purpose without you. To the staff of the University of the Bahamas C-Learn, especially Ms. Dorset, thank you for your unwavering patience with us.
The lecturers were really amazing. Project management is something that is really hard to teach, believe me. Most of us wasn't catching on like that, but they stick with us. They showed us, what it really means to be winners. And again, let's give thanks to God.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
In other news, there is a deep sense of loss across Grand Bahama Island tonight as a young life was cut short. Tonight, we remember Gracie Cooper, a young, ambitious student of Sunland Baptist Academy whose warmth, faith, and passion left a lasting impression on everyone she met. Our Shalia Roll sat down with her peers and teachers who are overcome with grief about her passing early Monday morning.
She was a girl that was filled with color.
Truth is, I know that God has a purpose for me. Because standing here today would not have been possible 16 years ago.
Humor.
people who impacted me. Oh, it's so many. I would say everybody, but I ain't gonna lie. I just meet some of y'all, last week or something.
And a deep appreciation for life.
At 2 weeks old, I was diagnosed with a serious heart condition and underwent open heart surgery. I spent the first 3 months of my life hospitalized on a ventilator. During my recovery, I suffered a stroke which impaired my vision.
But tragedy struck early Monday morning, leaving a community shocked and disheartened. The death of 16-year-old Grace Cooper, resulting in a school that was visibly shaken. A special assembly called where Gracie was remembered as loving, cheerful, and deeply optimistic.
If someone was mad or sad, if they were happy, she would always lift them up. She would always say such great, beautiful names. She would give you nicknames. She would call you beautiful. She would say you're special, you're nice. She would just, and she always would bring God into it.
To stop her from trying, or no matter what she went through, she always used that to the best of her ability.
She was a great leader, she always encouraged me to keep God first, do well in school.
Her religious teacher also reflected on Gracie's compassionate nature, recalling that she was often the student who checked in on others to make sure they were okay.
And, Miss Johnson, I want you to have a good day, and she always looking for candy. Always want to know if I could give her something to eat. So she really made an impact on my life, and that's why it's so hard for me today, because not very many students would do that.
Cooper interned at ZNS in 2025, where she quickly made an impression with her enthusiasm for storytelling and her determination to pursue a career in media. Those who knew her say she carried a quiet strength and a spirit that uplifted everyone around her.
I even got to fix sound bites and put a story together, like for the TSA story and the Cecil Thompson story. I put that together. And I really enjoyed that because I always wanted to learn how to do it, and now I can, when I go back to school, I can be like, yeah, I've been at ZNS, where you work?
Over the weekend, Gracie had the opportunity to empower women at a conference where she delivered a powerful message of faith, reminding those in attendance that God's timing is never wrong.
You walk in His timing, you will win. It may not happen instantly, it may not happen easily, but it will happen purposefully.
As tributes continue to pour in, friends, classmates, and members of the ZNS family say Gracie Cooper's legacy will live on through the lives she's touched, the kindness she shared, and the passion she carried for journalism. We say a special condolences to the family, and we thank you for sharing Gracie with us. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shirley Earl.
Bullying has become common in the schools. What are some of the types of bullying? In the majority of cases, it is physical. It can involve hitting, shoving, or kicking. Physical bullying may be what first comes to mind when adults think about it. The most common form for both boys and girls is verbal bullying, for example, name-calling. Cyberbullying is a growing concern and involves the use of cell phones, instant messaging, email, chat rooms, or social networking sites. It can include making threats, sending inappropriate insults, racial or ethnic slurs, as well as gay bashing. If you're a child or teen and you've been a victim of any type of bullying, please speak to a parent, teacher, or another adult that you trust. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
Our Facebook friend of the day, Sonia Rigby, and we thank you for your support. Shane, ahead there's a lot of action happening on the basketball court.
Yeah, we had a lot of champions. We had 2 champions crowned in the Cecil Thompson Moon McPhee tournament. Plus, we got some great track and field highlights for you.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Shane. Will Sports comes your way next after the break.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Coq de termites formisalis, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Ready to take your career to the next level? Edinburgh Napier University, Scotland's #1 modern university, is coming to the Bahamas. Join them for a free information session on Monday, February 10th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the British Colonial Hotel in Nassau. Learn about internationally recognized MBA, MSc, BSc, and business programs that are 100% online, flexible, and relevant to today's workforce. Space is limited, so register now at seidegrees.com.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Division of Cultural Affairs presents the 2026 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade, powered by the City of Freeport Council. Saturday, February 28, 2026 at 6 p.m. West Explorers Way, downtown Freeport is where you need to be to catch the 2026 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade. See you there.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Cecil Thompson Will McPhee Primary Basketball Tournament wrapped up over the weekend. The Xavier Lower School Giants got the W over the Freedom Baptist Warriors 22-16. Here's Coach Ray Gale Smith on getting the W.
In this tournament, we are undefeated. So we have won 4 games straight to get to the championship. It's a very, very good feeling, a great accomplishment. After doing this for the past 9 years, to win 2 consecutive championships has been a blessing.
An 11-point outburst from Alicia Deodante was enough to garner most valuable player honors. Let us get to the boys' title game. The Freedom Baptist Warriors led the Sunland Stingers 16-13 at the break, but a late second-half surge led by Elroy DeVoe propelled the Warriors to the 35-27 W. When it was all said and done, DeVoe finished with a game-high 25 points, earning him MVP honors. As for Coach Nathaniel McKinney, the win is great, but this goes beyond 94 feet.
We play 5 times, we play like 4 times a day for me team. It's bigger than basketball. We gotta win off the court. If we win off the court, then we win our kids. If we win off the court, then we win the future. If we win off the court, then we control the generation. Can't tell you what we don't do? What we don't do? Who we don't play with? And we stand on them.
And that's your sports fix for this evening. Your check on the local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch y'all on the rebound.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Save More Drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Hello.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
in trouble, but the answers exist with us.
God changed me to deal with my children.
My part in this program is, one, personally learning and gaining new tools as well as giving persons other tools to work with.
I was sent by court to the parenting class, and I'll tell you, I've learned so much.
That's Taking Social Services to the People, Monday at 9 p.m. on ZNS Television.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, ratification night for the governing party. Supporters get a preview of the plans this latest group's bringing to the table. Plus, a former union leader makes the leap to frontline politics and added support for the police force, and not through policy, but partnership. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Another eventful night for the Progressive Liberal Party. This evening, the governing party is preparing to officially ratify its final slate of candidates. Their names already announced, and tonight, many of them will be taken to the stage to officially introduce themselves to the nation and lay out their visions for the constituencies they're hoping to represent. It's a mix of incumbents and newcomers, with party leader and the Prime Minister to deliver tonight's closing charge. Our Corvell Pyfrom joins us from the PLP's Farrington Road headquarters, where the big night is just moments away from getting started. Corvell?
Ratification night is what it is being called, but what party insiders tell me is that this really is about building momentum. And the Progressive Liberal Party right now feels as though it is the party with that momentum. And so tonight at this exercise, and this is of course the final slate of candidates to be ratified, we expect to hear from the party leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, who's of course been renominated for the Cat Island, Rumkey and San Salvador seats, as well as party Deputy Leader and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin for Angliston, as well as newcomers Obie Roberts for Southern Shores, Renika Knowles for Long Island, Robin Lyons, who's now the standard bearer for Killarney, and Randy Roll, who will be the standard bearer for the Progressive Liberal Party in the Bimini and Barry Islands constituency. Now, the event is just getting underway. I left out one name, and that was intentional because he's now joining us. Keno Wong will be the Progressive Liberal Party candidate for the St. Anne's constituency, and we're lucky enough to have him join us. What kind of night are we expecting here this evening?
We're expecting a night of excitement, productivity, and to bring the message to the people of St. Anne's, letting them know that they have a leader, not just for politics, but a community leader that is driven with passion, that is concerned about our young people, our senior citizens, and the common man in St. Anne's. So tonight is going to be jubilant.
A lot of party supporters telling me off the record, but not willing to go on the record and say it. They're very confident, and so tonight is about building momentum. Do you feel that way as well?
Tonight, for St. Anne's specifically, is about winning this for the people of St. Anne's. All I would say is this: watch and see how we deliver on the progress of the Progressive Liberal Party from the government side, but also what are the plans for St. Anne's as well.
And so after tonight, where do we go from here?
We will continue to canvass. We will continue to knock door to door. We will continue to hear the concerns of our people. And we look forward to bringing home the victory when the election bell has rung.
Well, that sounded pretty confident to me. Thank you very much, Keno Wong. Keno Wong, the PLP's candidate for the St. Anne's constituency. And, of course, he was among the 13, the last to be ratified a week ago Sunday. And so we expect this event to begin at about 7:30, and we'll have more coming up for you throughout the night. This is Corvell Pyfrom reporting live from the Progressive Liberal Party's headquarters on Farrington Road for the Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Corvell. Back here in the studio, we can tell you that Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson setting the record straight regarding recent public commentary on voter registration activity. Now, Thompson indicating in a statement that the Parliamentary Registration Department neither employs or uses interpreters at any registration center, and that all registration processes are done by trained registration officials in keeping with the law. It was also stressed that all revising officers are trained and directed to facilitate all eligible applicants once they present a valid Bahamian passport, and that applicants presenting a passport that has recently expired or is nearing the expiration date are also processed once the passport has not been cancelled. Claims suggesting otherwise, Thompson says, are inaccurate, and any applicant claiming they were turned away from any registration center for any reason should report the matter to the department, where it will be addressed. Now, as for allegations relating to operations in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, the parliamentary commissioner says the matter was brought to the attention of local administrators and has since been addressed. Still talking politics here, Senator-designate Nicole Martin today received her instruments of appointment at Government House. And this just 3 days after her predecessor, Maxine Seymour, resigned from the upper chamber. On hand for the ceremony, opposition leader Michael Pintard, who praised Martin for her dedicated service.
Nicole brings with her a lifetime of service, advocacy, and leadership. She's someone who understands the dignity of work because she has spent her life standing alongside and fighting for working people. She's a good listener, and she's listened to their concerns and have fought for fairness, not from a distance, but from within the communities that she has served.
Speaking with reporters, Martin says it's a humbling moment to be given the opportunity to serve.
I don't believe that the brevity or longevity of your stay in a place is the barometer. So if this was an appointment for 1 day, whatever comes before me, whatever is the most topical, most relevant issue is what I'm going to give everything that I have to.
Well, the government's plan to build a new specialty hospital backed by a nearly $200 million loan from China still drawing criticism. A former health minister, the latest voice weighing in, slamming the project and questioning whether it will help a healthcare system already in crisis. Our Leah Cooper has the details in this next report.
Former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands is the latest to chime in on the government's plan to build a new specialty hospital here in the capital. And while he won't get into the geopolitics of it all, he's outright slamming the idea, charging that it won't help an already crumbling healthcare system.
It's poorly planned, it's poorly conceived, it's a dumb idea.
His comments follow U.S. Ambassador to the Bahamas, Herschel Walker, urging the government to reconsider its nearly $200 million loan with China for the hospital, to which Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis countered that the government discussed the project with the United States when he took office, but said the country's need for a new hospital was urgent.
The United States continue to be our partners, and we are always willing to talk with them. But the issue of the hospital construction is a matter that I had discussions with the Americans from I came into office. Our need was pressing, and we did not get the results from the United States that we expected.
Health Minister the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville also released a statement explaining that the Bahamas did not receive financing response that met the scale, timing, and certainty required to advance this critical national project from the United States. And in the House of Assembly, he said the financing terms are concessional and necessary to deliver critical health infrastructure, adding that the project will include Bahamian workers, oversight by labor and immigration officials, and training to ensure knowledge transfer to local teams. That said, Sands tells reporters he's still not convinced.
We believe that we need to fix the hospital, pay the nurses, get the existing infrastructure up to speed.
He's also joining other critics who argue that the government should focus on fixing the facilities already in place. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, a disappointed Island Luck co-founder Adrian Fox is refuting claims made against him in the Epstein files as simply untrue. Fox's name appears in the files alongside Island Luck CEO and PLP Fort Charlotte candidate Sebas Bastian in connection with human and arms smuggling. Allegations Bastian also denies. The gaming executive acknowledged in a release that he made mistakes early in his life that he truly regrets, but that he learned from them, had paid his debt to society, and worked hard to move forward. He's also asked that his name be kept out of the political point scoring. The Fox Foundation's founder maintains his work truly defines his life as is today. In other news this evening, the government said to be taking a closer look at how short-term rentals are impacting longer-term housing, particularly in government-developed subdivisions. Speaking on the Rent Restrictions Act, Housing Minister the Honourable Keith Bell noted that amendments are being explored, including the possibility of capping the number of short-term rentals in these communities. Bell explains that while short-term rentals can provide economic opportunity, such unchecked expansions may come at the expense of families seeking permanent housing. It's expected that further updates on the proposed amendment will be shared once consultation and assessments are complete.
I do know that we have a challenge because a number of persons have converted their homes to short-term rentals and Airbnb, and that has caused a much higher demand on housing in the country. Challenge that we have had is where in a government subdivision, persons have determined that they want to add a piece onto their home, and they want to use that as an Airbnb or an apartment rental. But the property is a single family piece of property which doesn't allow for multifamily. So you have those kind of issues. But again, if we're going to address this whole thing about Airbnb and short-term rental, that's something that has to be researched, because you're talking about seeking to erode fundamental constitutional rights of the individual to do what they want with their property.
Coming up, the police force's fleet upgraded thanks to a local businessman. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Grease on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This Earl will surprise you.
All the wrong places.
This Earl is smoother than the best.
Looking for love.
This Earl is fresher than the rest.
Looking for love.
Keep this Earl by your side.
All the wrong faces.
And I got to keep on searching, 'cause this ain't love.
Smooth, steady, and always ready. Made for moments that sizzle. Your secret to keeping it golden. Jar Car Cooking Earl, the best of Bahamian.
We're training for the bounce back. That's $150K payday. You all ready? You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace, not too much water. Put that parlay in, put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You spin, right? Yeah, it don't look so. It's 10K.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
You're looking at a shot there of the city of Freeport just before sunset, and that shot is, of course, courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. And as always, Kyson, it's a wonderful job there. Welcome back. Bahamians and students all accounted for following that 5.5 magnitude earthquake that struck off the coast of eastern Cuba Sunday morning, with its impact being felt in Haiti, Jamaica, And down south in Inagua, we spoke with Ambassador to Cuba, His Excellency Dr. Elliston Rami.
The earthquake had no impact in Havana. It occurred in one of the outer provinces, Hogain. Of course, no Bahamians were impacted because we don't have any Bahamian students there. And so it was not a very critical matter from our standpoint.
Residents in Inagua reportedly felt strange movements in their homes and in isolated cases witnessed physical cracks in buildings. Business owner Debbie DaCosta is still assessing the experience.
We had traumas about a couple nights before. You know, light traumas, you feel the bed moving. The feeling is really unnerving. It's very weird. If you're not used to it, it's weird to feel the earth moving like that. Mm-hmm. It really moved. Mm-hmm. It moved. It feels like you're on the ocean and you're not in place. That's how it was. That's how a whole bedroom flat. It was in seconds. Yeah, roughly. Yeah, it was in seconds. Yeah. It was in seconds. And when I caught up with my other family members, they say that they felt it as well, so it was a good one.
In other news tonight, consumers will be pleased to hear that beta testing for the new price comparison app, PricePal, is underway. Lloyd Allen is among those getting the opportunity to try out the new Crypto Isle app. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, Makusha, that's absolutely right. We're right here now at Crypto Isles, where a room full of stakeholders are learning more about PricePal, which is a new introduction by the government that is anticipated to be a game changer for many consumers purchasing retail items across the country. Now, helping us to understand this a little bit more is Ian Poitier. He's been a part of this project from the beginning. Ian, tell us about the premise behind this project.
So this is part of the government's initiative to try and bring down the cost of living. The government has already begun a number of initiatives around energy reform, trade diversification, increasing competition and so on. And this falls within the competition bucket. The idea is by having a price comparison app, so an app on your phone where you can compare prices in the food sector, which is where we're starting, consumers can see what the different prices are at different stores and make informed decisions about where they go to shop. So over time, hopefully, you can change your shopping habits, you can become more aware of prices, you have the information to make better choices.
Now, we just saw a rollout, a soft launch of the project for those who are here. Again, this is going to be released in stages, initially tonight, and then over the course of the next few weeks, a testing, a beta period, and then a final launch set for about March 2nd. But in between then, we looked at many products. Many persons obviously are struggling to find the best deal across the country. How active are these adjustments when it comes to the prices? Is it in real time?
It is in real time. We're onboarding a number of retailers, so we have price inspectors out there scanning products into the system. It will take time to build it up, and we will expand category by category, product by product, week by week. This is a cumulative effort, and this beta testing program is to test the technology. So I think we have a panel of 1,500 users in this phase. You know, we want to crash the system. We want to see what are the kind of limits of it, because come, you know, Saturday afternoon, a whole bunch of people can be using it, and when it goes live, we want it to work, we want it to be robust, we want it to make sure that there are no glitches in it.
Well, of course, there's so much more to learn about this. I, too, will have already downloaded and will be testing. We'll have more on this story. Reporting here from Crypto Isles for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you in studio.
Good job there, Lloyd. Meantime, what led a juvenile to attempt to end his life? The question family members and police are getting to the bottom of after learning of the incident just before 1 this morning. Authorities tell us the minor was at a Jamaica Road home and he allegedly drank a quantity of medication that ultimately landed him in hospital. The boy's condition was still unknown up to airtime. The police force, meantime, ups its crime-fighting effort with three patrol vehicles. And behind the donation, businessman and philanthropist Sebastian.
As you know, crime is one of our major issues plaguing our nation, and we thought it was necessary to make this donation of these types of vehicles. Obviously, these can get into areas where standard vehicles have a difficulty navigating. It's also a part of our larger plan for the community. The Commissioner obviously has her preferences on where they would go, and I've been told she's looking at Spanish Wells, Harbor Island, the Awa Key, where these vehicles obviously are perfect to navigate those areas and give much needed extra patrol and keeping our communities safe.
Police Commissioner Shanton Olds believes partnerships like these help fortify operational capacity and improve response times, particularly in areas with limited resources. The vehicles, she says, are to be sent to the Family Islands.
It certainly will assist in extra patrols on those islands that he mentioned, Spanish Wells, Harbor Island, and of course the Arawak, Key, Fort Charlotte area. Certainly, the officers can use them, will use them, and like he said, these vehicles can get into areas that are regular vehicles may find it a little difficult to get into. And so I want to thank Mr. Sebastian Bastian for this kind donation to the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
We're going to turn our attention now to an issue that has some people talking, the whole idea of ride sharing, and if tourists are ready to welcome the popular franchise or prefer things just the way they are. In this next report, our Danielle Dean canvassed the views of few visitors on the issue. Here's what they shared with us.
Now, talks are getting more serious about introducing ride-sharing app Uber here to the country. So we took to Bay Street to talk to the demographic that it might affect most, the tourists.
I think it's great if Uber did come here. That just gives us tourists the option to use if taxis are full and everything. So yeah, I think it'll be beneficial to you guys.
To me, it's just more optionality for people, and hopefully there's plenty of tourists for everybody, both Uber and taxi drivers.
Melanie Zhang argues taxi drivers might even make more money, considering the only thing standing between customers and a ride would be a tap.
Gen Zers, we're kind of antisocial, so we're not really good at hauling taxis, but we're really good at, using our phone and just, there we go. You don't even have to talk to nobody.
Some, though, prefer to stick with the tried and true.
We have our guy, Craig, and he's been picking us up whenever he gave us his personal number. He's helping us out, taking us to some cool places. So I say no, I support the taxi drivers.
And while Toronto native Vivian Leong reasons that transportation is a breeze in other countries offering the ride-sharing service and that she appreciates having her destination clearly mapped out, this is the silver lining.
You know what? It feels more personal not having Uber because I feel like I've become friends with the ride driver. But yeah, with Uber, it's very transactional, but it is very convenient.
It seems for tourists, though, the consensus is a move toward modernization.
In the United States, it brought different types of competitiveness, I guess you would say, but the younger generation, our kids who's in their 40s, they love Uber.
Maine to Bahamas Taxi Cab Union President Tyrone Butler and other union officials continue to reject the introduction of the widely used service. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Whether you need life insurance, an endowment plan, or health insurance, BAF has you for all stages of your life.
Welcome to Cornet Bahamas, where love begins at the door. For the entire month of February, you can enjoy 25% off of our doors, flooring, and tiles. Because our love truly goes beyond the door. Whether you're building, renovating, or simply upgrading your space, we're here to guide you every step of the way. On behalf of Cornet Bahamas, I can't wait to help you find the perfect fit.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn on the heat for you.
Those pepper wings, what
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan. Tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Cloud nine, so many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan. Tastes so good, chicken, you know. Ghost pepper wings.
You're invited to the 27th Grand Bahama Business Outlook, taking place Thursday, February 12th at Pelican Bay. Join Prime Minister the Right Honorable Philip Davis, our keynote speaker, and connect with a wide range of business leaders and experts as they discuss this year's theme, Strengthening Foundations for Long-Term Prosperity. Don't miss this opportunity to gain insights, network, and discover strategies for growth. Reserve your spot today at tclevents.com.
Well, if you still have them, we're going to help you shake off those Monday blues with help from Royston and Marlena, who are going to give us a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Makushla, you know, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so we have more sweet treats in the house tonight. Really looking forward to those.
Absolutely looking forward, and I think you should come back to the studio because I'm trying my hand at decorating, though I make absolutely no promises they'll be any good.
And
come on down.
We saw my last attempt, so it's going to be tasty.
This requires a steady hand.
Just might not be pretty.
Steady hand.
I see what you're trying to do there, Royston. You're trying to get me fat, but hey, no.
Misery loves company.
Misery does love company. Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
And that there does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
At
a special ceremony, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Right Honorable Philip Brave Davis, and Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, offered their congratulations after the Jones Communication Network named Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, Person of the Year for 2025.
So when JCN speaks about his vision, his leadership, his dedication, and his creativity in expanding our tourism product, improving airlift, and strengthening airports across our islands, that is not abstract. That is real life. And when you think about what he has represented for the Bahamas internationally, including his election as Vice President of the United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly, representing the Americas region, it is a sign that the Bahamas can lead the world, not as spectators, but as contributors.
Under his leadership, we have achieved an historic milestone, welcoming 12.5 million visitors to our destination. These achievements are far more than statistics. They represent livelihoods strengthened, communities revitalized, and opportunities renewed across every island in the Bahamas.
I want to acknowledge my supporters, my friends, and the many colleagues I have had the privilege of working with over the years. The journey has never been smooth every step of the way. There have been curveballs and obstacles, but it's always been meaningful because of the people who walked it with me.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
The University of the Bahamas honoring alumni, leaders, and trailblazers at an awards ceremony over the weekend. Stick around to see who was named.
Plus, BTVI giving prospective students and community stakeholders a peek inside. They held their spring open house recently to show all they have to offer, and those details are straight ahead.
Also, one organization celebrating Love Month with a major give back. Stay close for that.
And in sports, Super Bowl 60 is history, and Bahamian baseball talent goes international. Amajal Knowles has your sports news coming up.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Welcome to the top of another week, and sports fans or not, we're sure Super Bowl 60 had everyone buzzing yesterday. Beyond the final score, one moment stood out around the world: Bad Bunny's halftime performance.
Exactly. His performance was as much about culture and connection as it was entertainment. Proof that even in competition, what resonates most is our shared humanity.
Absolutely. And for Bahamians around the world, there was a real sense of pride in seeing the Bahamian flag featured alongside other Caribbean nations and U.S. territories. A reminder that our cultural presence is always there. For right now, let's dive right into the news. The University of the Bahamas giving flowers to its alumni at an awards ceremony dedicated to honoring their commitment to community and country. 8 distinguished alumni were celebrated at the event that highlighted the role they all play in shaping policy, culture, and our future. The honors list included Lifetime Achievement Award winner Timothy Ingram, who was recognized for his exemplary service, leadership, and dedication to the insurance industry and his meaningful contributions to national development and community advancement. Environmental scientist Agnesa Lundy, scholar Dr. Cheyenne Harvey, and Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas General Manager Clint Watson from the class of '95 also honored. Watson says he's proud to be recognized by the institution that helped shape his foundation.
Whenever I receive an award, I always think about not just the achievement of the award itself, but what it means and the responsibility of that award. And being honored by our nation's tertiary education institution means that I have a responsibility to teach the next generation of journalists, to mentor those who are coming up, and to make sure that they have a pathway to go that's really excellence. It's what I've ascribed to be. And so this award just really reminds me that I have a responsibility to make sure that tomorrow's journalists are excellent in every way.
Meanwhile, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute opening its doors to the public recently, welcoming community stakeholders and prospective students eager to see how they can pursue higher education. Under the theme True Blue and You, the Spring Open House wasn't just about programs and courses, but more about exposure and laying out in plain terms everything BTVI has to offer.
We want to raise the awareness and importance of the trades. We want to emphasize the fact that it's a very lucrative job, high-paying jobs within the trades, and not only high-paying from an individual perspective, but in terms of what the country needs. We need it to continue to build our nation.
This event is so important because we are in the evolving world of technical and vocational skills, and so we need our citizens to know what is right here locally. We are an accredited institution, and so they need to be aware of what's happening right here in their backyard.
Officials say the exercise is about giving young people the confidence to visualize and believe their goals are within reach. And for these high schoolers, it seems BTVI hit the nail on the head.
For me, I think events like this should happen more often because students sometimes they feel as though they are stuck in life.
It shows students that there are so much more than just those academic fields that you can indulge in. Whatever your heart desires, beauty trades, electronic, building, car mechanic, these are the things. You have the tools, you have the places, you have the people that are going to give you the knowledge in order to step into these fields. And these are fields today in our world that are totally needed.
Valentine's Day has come early for some as the Royal Eagle Lodge No. 1 continues their annual give back. The organization hosted its pre-Valentine's Day community service initiative, providing not only hot meals but also distributing donated clothing items to residents. The event was held on the Francis Mother Butler Park on Saturday, and Lodge Worshipful Master Jamal Shea says the initiative is just one way the organization reaches out to the wider community.
We fed and gave out clothes to some 250 plus residents of the Bain and Grandstown community. It was well attended, and this is an annual event that we do every year just to give back to start off our new Masonic year. It's been great. Like I said, this is an annual event, and we've been doing adopted C.R. Walker High School, where we give back to school supplies. We go into the schools, read to the young men and the young ladies, teach them about growing up and how to take care of themselves, and just the basic information. And so it's been a great impact to the community. Persons always look for us every year to come to them and to do our part.
Such a great initiative. Still to come, we've got Baked by Brene in studio with sweet treats just in time for V-Day. Stick around to see what we'll be eating and maybe even decorating. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean has your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
Of Thanksgiving, the administrators, teachers, and students of Palmdale Primary School welcomed Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, and other education officials to their school with a special assembly themed Transforming Teaching and Learning, a Journey of Growth and Excellence. Hannah Martin and Director Dominique McCartney-Russell thanked the administrators and educators while applauding the school's accomplishments.
71% of the student population reading at or above grade level. This is outstanding what is happening here at Palmdale Primary. This is one of the oldest schools, primary schools in the country. Because I know the Prime Minister, Philip Davis, told me his classroom was down there. And he got some years on him.
80 initiatives led by some 20 team leaders to ensure that we maximize the opportunities for our children. We have seen some of the best GLAT results in 10 years. And so to see the results here at Palmdale, especially first in the district in writing minister, grade 6 writing, that was my heart so good. because you can tell that our teachers are working diligently to ensure that our children are receiving the best quality education.
Jonalie McIntosh for Ed Talk.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast. Still have some low-level cloud as a result of that high pressure, which is slowly backing off towards the east, and that will allow for a warming trend to establish later in the week to allow yet another frontal system to move into the area on Sunday, and that will bring back to cool temperatures early next week. Your boating forecast tonight through tomorrow in the northwestern islands. Those winds will fall off light and variable with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. Low tide 7:20 this evening. Another low tide at 8:25 tomorrow morning. And for the central and southeastern islands through tomorrow, northeast to east winds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So caution flags remain in place for your boaters through tomorrow in the central and southeastern Bahamas. And then middle of the week, Wednesday, those winds continue light and variable in the northwestern islands with flat seas. Low tide 9:27 in the morning, high tide at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeast Bahamas, we will see a reduction in those winds becoming easterly at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights down 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
We had a good night when you disappeared me. Where you going? But hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you. But hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you. I've been chilling out by the bar last night. This y'all, she was looking nice. She blew my mind. Right on the side.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Melina.
As always, thank you so much, Basil. Now, the countdown is officially on to Valentine's Day, and so that means all things sweet are taking center stage. Live in studio today, we have 21-year-old Brene Higgs, owner of Baked by Brene, to show us what she's been whipping up this week.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Access now.
Hi, thank you so much.
Now, we mentioned that you're just 21 years old, but if that wasn't impressive enough already, you actually started baking from a very young age, right? How did you get into baking?
Yes, I was around 14, 15. I started baking for my auntie Gio because she's a baker as well, like, you know, just to make some money on the weekends and stuff.
Right.
But I didn't really fall in love with it until, like, I started doing it for myself, like, last year I started. It is actually like my third business, but this one actually stuck.
Wow, amazing.
That is impressive. So the third one is the charm.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said the connection to your baking and the business is your aunt. Tell us a little bit more about that. How did that really kick off into a business from baking?
Yeah, so my aunt, she's been baking for like around probably like 15 years now.
Wow.
But when I got to the age of, I wanted to like have a job, I started doing it because I was already living with her at the time. And I really just was like baking, not really decorating anything. So I just would like bake, clean up, do all those things, and I...
You're the baker's assistant for a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then it all just fell into place. Now, speaking of the baked goods, we've got some in front of us tonight, and I see that we've got the piping,
Oh, yes.
icing piping back, and
I'm very excited.
I don't know if anybody remembers the last time I tried to do this, it didn't go so well, but let's try this again.
Okay, so we have vanilla and red velvet, and I
Okay.
brought some piping bags for you to try. I'll demonstrate for you, and
Please
then
do.
you guys can
Yes.
do it.
We need your guidance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you
Before we delve
one,
in.
and then you guys can do it. So it's pretty simple. You just start in the middle, go around.
I like how you said it's pretty simple. And you get a perfect
Beautiful,
flower
yes.
Yeah.
instantly.
You just have to use this hand as your pressure. You pressure in it from here, and then you just...
Stabilizing with the bottom
Yeah,
hand. Okay.
Is it best to go for that, or should I try a heart
You could
shape
try
one?
something else too.
Okay.
Whatever you want to try. Yeah, you can do it.
Thank you so
Y'all
much.
know.
I want you to know this a little bit heavy, too.
Start from the
middle.
So how are the orders looking like so far for Valentine's Day?
It's doing really good, actually.
Yeah?
I'm offering 2 boxes. One
boxes.
is a bento cake with flowers, and
Yes.
then the next is a bento cake with 5 cupcakes.
5 cupcakes, okay. Makushla, if you're
doing
watching,
good,
I'm doing this one for you.
Am
I'm gonna put
I?
a-
Most people
see
can't
if I get
even
it.
do that.
Huzzah!
There we go.
And so how many of these orders do you already have piling up
There we go.
in time for...
Not much, actually. I actually have more like just regular birthday cake orders for this week rather than Valentine's, which is surprising, but
Yes.
it's
You
still
also
doing
do
really
the
good.
heart-shaped baked
Yeah.
goods, right? Okay, so I think that's where people need to
heart-shaped
pick up
ones.
on that.
Yeah.
Take the
Everyone
opportunity.
loves a good sweet treat.
Oh, wait, no, show them the M. The M for Makushla.
Spin this around so you get a good look at this. Makushla, the M done.
Hold on, you probably have to lift that up a little so they can see
Relatively
it.
good.
Which
I'll try and do this little swirl thing as well. Hold on, here we go.
Now, how would we do a heart? And then while I'm asking you that, obviously you've got a family history in baking. Do you have any secret family recipes that also show up in your baking?
My aunt said I can't tell anybody her recipe.
No,
so
I'm not asking you to share it on national TV. I'm just asking if you have.
This is actually her red velvet recipe that she lets
Wow.
me use.
I can't wait
So this
to
is very
try
special
it.
then?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking
And it
forward to
tastes
trying it
really
as well.
good.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
That sounds good. I'll go
I
for
won't steal
vanilla.
Makushla's.
Well, Emma's from Atlanta too.
I know.
She doesn't come in time. It's
But
all
you
yours.
already, yes, I do agree with that. If she's not here, I will
I'll
steal
take
your
one of
cupcake,
these.
Kush.
Let's give it a little bite taste.
Yes, yes. The frosting is already amazing. Oh, and I've got it on my nose.
That's
This
what
is
you call a good
delicious.
quality cupcake.
Thank you.
Renee, thank you so much for
Yes,
satisfying our
thank
sweet tooth
you.
tonight. Wishing you all the best with the orders and for future success, of course.
This is
Thank you so
delicious.
much.
Absolutely delicious. It's time now to turn things over to ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
Super Bowl 60, Seahawks versus the Patriots. Find out who came out on top. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
You fall back in love with shopping when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Devon corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.29. Country Barn mayonnaise, 30 ounces, $3.69. Mahatma long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $4.89. Sweet mangoes, $1.79 each. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Case price, $45.99. If you love to save while you shop, you need to stop and shop at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
We're BAF Financial.
We're BAF General and Health Insurance.
Welcome to the beautiful Cayman Islands.
Come on in to Cash and Go. Need technical support? We are BFG Services.
BAF Global. Global reach, local care.
At We Buy and Sell, we help you upgrade your home the smart way, from solar panels and solar lights to strong doors, storm-ready windows, tiles, mirrors, vanity, faucets, and more. Everything you need is right here under one roof. Great quality products, great price, and fast, friendly service every day. Visit us on Robinson Road or send us a message on WhatsApp 242-636-8412 or shop anytime at wbusbahamas.com. We buy you sell. Upgrade your home today.
At Koshright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Koshright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Koshright, where membership truly has its privileges.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Of course, Sunday was the biggest day on the global sporting calendar. Super Bowl 60, live from Santa Clara, California. New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks battling on the biggest stage with millions around the globe watching, including dozens right here at home. Over at Bahamar, it was a festival of food, friends, and of course, football at their big game tailgate. Our resident quarterback, Eugene Stewart, breaking the huddle and giving us all the highlights from the extravaganza in this sideline report.
Well, the Jasmine on here at the Bahama Resort, coming alive last night to host the biggest game in the sporting world. It's Super Bowl 60 here between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's take a look at some of the amenities that the Bahama had for its fans. Over 1,000 guests and local football fans turned up last night for a sold-out experience at the Jasmine Lawn at Bahamar for an evening filled with fun, food and drinks, and most importantly, 4 massive screens for the big game. Director of Sales and Marketing Nadia Bowe says she is pleased with the turnout.
Well, I think it was such a great experience here. I think all of the fans really enjoyed it. I want to say I did predict that the Seahawks would have won, so there you go. But I do think that it was an amazing experience. Everybody had a great time. It was a packed house. We sold out. Please, guys, next year, do not wait.
And now, in the end, it will be a dominant performance by the Seattle Seahawks to take over the New England Patriots, 29-13.
We had an awesome night. Couldn't ask for a better night. Bahamar was beautiful. The place was hopping, and Seahawks brought one back.
So talk about what this means for you as a Seahawks fan. This is only your second Super Bowl, but talk about getting to watch the game and get this experience wholeheartedly.
It was amazing. New team, young coach. I was here to celebrate my wife's birthday, friends and family. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, man, there's never a better experience at Bahamar, but just to let you know, when you're back here for the Super Bowl, come on down. But today, it was the Seahawks, man. It's always the Seahawks, man. It's always the Seahawks. And when you come over here, there's never a bad time at Bahamar. I'm telling you that right now.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
Baseball news, Bahamian baseball talent set to be featured prominently on Great Britain's roster at the upcoming World Baseball Classic, scheduled to take place March 5th through the 17th. The talent from the 242 will include MLB star Jazz Chisholm Jr., infielders Lucius Fox Jr., Ian Lewis Jr., as well as Bertram B.J. Murray Jr., outfielders Christian Robinson and Trace Thompson, pitcher Chavez Fernandez. Albert Cartwright Jr. will serve as an assistant coach on the team. Chisholm has been named co-captain. Now, before playing in the World Baseball Classic, Great Britain will stage friendlies set to start on March 3rd against the Milwaukee Brewers at the American Family Fields in Phoenix, Arizona. And in basketball news, it was the buzzer beater heard all around the country. On Friday, C.W. Saunders guard Kenny Davis sinking this three-pointer at the buzzer to lift the Cougars over the St. John's Giants 68-66 in Game 1 of the BAISS Senior Boys Championship Series, handing SJC their first loss on the year. Now, there has since been much discourse since Friday online on whether the shot should have counted. So we here, the ZNS Total Sports team decided to take a closer look at the footage. Now, it's been universally understood in the basketball world that 0.4 seconds is the standard that would allow a player enough time to catch and shoot. So with 0.5 seconds on the clock, technically he would have enough time to get the shot off. But some of the commentary surrounding the basket was if the clock started in time. Now, seen here in this freeze frame, the player catches the ball and makes a basketball move, and seemingly no time comes off the clock. But when the clock starts is not the issue. It's when the ball left the player's hand. As seen in this next freeze frame, the ball is out of his hands with 0.1 left on the shot clock, meaning that that shot was good. Now, Game 2 of that series currently underway at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium. Scores and highlights for you in tomorrow's Sportscast. And that's been a look at your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Long Island, we've helped 77 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $1.9 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Long Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: fishing, transportation, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC, Bahamas.
The Whopper with cheese never tasted so good. 100% flame grilled beef, now juicier. With fresh ingredients as usual. And even fluffier buns. The Whopper with cheese. Bigger, better, tastier. Get a regular combo for only $9. Only at Burger King Nassau.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, that's Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You're looking at a shot of the Grand Lucayan in Grand Bahama, courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Time now for Family Island news. Let's see what's been happening in Cat Island. Let's go.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis both inspiring and motivating youngsters in the Youth Empowerment Program as they celebrated their 14th annual YEP Day. The Prime Minister reminded participants that even at such a young age, they are meaningful and valuable members of society. He also urged them to lean into their leadership skills while building strong characters that contribute not just to personal success, but to the greater good of the country.
And it's time now for Let's Talk Socials with Matea Stewart.
Let's talk Taba Squishies. If you're not familiar, Taba Squishies are ultra-soft, slow-rising stress toys made to look incredibly realistic, often resembling everyday foods. They're designed to be squeezed, squished, and popped back into shape in the most satisfying way. One creator catching attention right now is Funergy DIY, who makes extremely realistic-looking foods, from potatoes to pastries, only for viewers to realize they're actually Taba Squishies. It's the perfect example of how social media can be a little deceiving, but in a fun way. You're scrolling, thinking you're looking at real food, and suddenly it gets squished, leaving viewers oddly entertained and oddly satisfied. It just goes to show on social media, things aren't always what they seem. And sometimes, that's exactly what makes it fun. That's all the Let's Talk Socials for this week. Be sure to tune in on Monday to see what we have in store.
Thanks so much, Matea. Those very squishy things, I'm not sure if I quite like them.
Yeah.
What happened to the usual stress ball, like a tennis ball?
Uncanny Valley, just a little bit.
That's going to do it for Access Now for tonight. Be sure to join us tomorrow evening for more Access Now.
And stay tuned for the Rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody.
The
Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training advises the public that the registration process of the 2026-2027 school year for public school students has commenced. Parents are urged to register their children before the deadline of the 31st of March, 2026. Here's what you'll need: your child's proof of identity, immunization card, their most recent transcript or report card, parents or guardians' proof of identity. Register before the deadline to ensure a seamless transition into the new school year. Don't delay. Register today.
When you come to prison, you get a number. They don't know you by name. They give you a number.
What do you think you is? What do you think you is?
Right? Y'all gonna experience what it feels like when you come here.
Stop giving me what I want. Nobody want it. Get down, man. You tell me good. Too late.
Money.
Welcome to the jungle.
Families in trouble, but the answers exist with us.
God changed me to deal with my children.
My part in this program is, one, personally learning and gaining new tools, as well as giving persons other tools to work with.
I was sent by court to the parenting class. I will tell you, I've learned so much.
That's Taking Social Services to the People, Monday at 9 p.m. on ZNS Television.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant, and we're having a beautiful time. Happy Monday. I know you guys are getting ready for, what's that? Valentine. You're getting ready to do some things like that, but we're still in the thick of great conversations tonight. Tonight, as you know, I think there's sort of a ceremonial thing after the ratification for the PLP being able to step into a position. Over at 7:30 this evening, we got some information indicating that they were on Farrington Road and being able to do some stuff like that. So it's great. We're going to talk about politics tonight. We're going to talk about everything that's been in the news. We're going to give you the rundown this evening. Joining me tonight is none other than great guests. You know, I always listen to him. I enjoy listening. He don't know idea. I think he don't know. I'm not sure right now. But I'm always listening to him every time he goes live on his stuff. And he's just recently been able to return to radio right here on ZNS and being able to do a great deal of things. His show is The Future. As he continues to be able to talk about that tonight, we're going to be talking about or getting the rundown on the future from a political standpoint and really being able to talk about national issues. Joining me this evening is none other than Adrian Francis. My brother?
Howard, the great Howard Grant.
The great Howard Grant. Praise Jesus.
Congratulations on your transition.
Thank you, my brother.
And obviously, ZNS is always a good place to be every island, rock and key.
Absolutely. Only the sun.
Only the sun.
Covers the Bahamas better.
Only the sun.
My brother, it's good to talk with you. I wanted to have a kind of a good conversation. You know, I go through my political war chest and identify some people who I believe can be able to have a savvy conversation. My conversations always... if I'm not in the posture of being able to learn, I want to be able to engage significantly. So I always want to talk past, present, future. There's a great deal of things that's been happening from the political landscape perspective and being able to identify that. And we have recently been able to see now, like I said, the PLP doing some ratifications tonight. I believe that these persons would have been ratified on the Sunday night.
Already.
But tonight is sort of a night that everyone can be able to articulate their vision
Coming out party.
for their constituency. Is it coming out party?
Coming out party, kind of, more or less.
Okay. So they're going to be articulating those particular things, and we're going to be able to have that kind of a conversation. What are your thoughts about it? Talk to me.
41. We went from 39 candidates. I like biblical numbers. 39 in Scripture always represented stripes. Remember, Jesus got 39 stripes. And so it was always the 39 represented sacrifice or stripes. And for the last 25 years plus in our country, governments have been getting stripes. They've been crucified. Nobody's been able to evolve beyond 5 years. In Dr. Mendes' case, 4 years. So I don't know whether or not they would have evolved out of those stripes and beaten, but the bottom line is we're at 41 now. So I don't know whether the lashes will go up. But obviously, this is a different time in our country. And the Bahamian people want more. And politics has been the catalyst through which people expect more. But the question's always been, where does disappointments come from? Disappointments come from expectations. And I believe that the people have been asking one question in our country for a few years. Are you the one? Or should we look for another? And that is the question that has to be answered at some point in our country. I believe that for the first time in a very long time, the leader of the Bahamas still have some favor on the ground. I
was about to get into this with you.
Yeah. So
by this time, during the Christie administration, we had known
it was
going to be a shift. By this time, despite the fact that we were locked up in our homes, by this time, even though there was a snap election, we had already known that the former administration was going to be done.
Yes.
Okay? By this time, during 2007 to 2012, under the Ingram administration, we already heard, despite the fact that things were shifting on the ground.
He was gone.
He was gone.
He was gone.
He was gone. In 2000, from 2002 to 2007, by this time, we had already known for the very first time in a long time, because we just came out of 2 cycles with the Free National Movement in 92 and 97. But by this time, in 2006 to going into 2007, we knew it was going to be a change.
Definitely.
I don't know whether or not, this is me now, I don't know whether or not I could see that there is a sentiment on the ground that says
the
PLP got to go.
No, I don't, I'll say this. On election day, it's almost like you're in a church service on election day. You could hear a pin drop. And what is so frightening about that is, you don't know what Bahamians be thinking. And I'll tell you.
But we gather the stones and the straw of their conversation and piece it together on our own. That's what we do as political pundits. That's what we do as analysis and being able to identify those things. I'm just saying, I haven't been able to amass sufficient straw.
And you're right. You're right in the context that I don't believe that there's been the Free National Movement, despite maybe 1 or 2 errors of the present government, they've not been able to rally around anything to create a wave or to create any kind of anti-sentiments to government. And so because of that, there's more internal, this is worse than Loretta versus Menace. This is worse than that. This is a situation where...
Give me context. Talk to me about it. What do you mean is worse than that?
In the context that when Loretta and Dr. Mendes were going at it, they were able to rally even the economics around Dr. Mendes at the end of the day. I don't know whether or not the economics and I don't know whether the politics have been rallied enough, because there seem to be more internally who said, you know something, we're going in a different direction, whether it's independent, whether we're just going to ignore you, Michael Pintard. But the reality is that the present government or the PLP seem to have gained, they've been the benefactors of the lack of unification within the context of the Free National Movement.
Now, you're gonna like this conversation I can take, but I can take a turn for the worse. All my friends who's F&M, just turn your head just for 2 seconds. I recognize that if we're looking at the context of what has happened over the past 6 months, over the past 36 months in the Free National Movement. The indifference, the back and forth, the fighting, not necessarily being able to come to a definitive position with clarity, with understanding.
Yes.
Okay, even most recently, and I got to say congratulations goes out to my girl, Nicole Martin, in her particular capacity. Senator Nicole Martin now, being able to enjoy those particular things. A lot of persons have indicated that this is a token position. She spoke to it about the fact that this is a necessity, and she's grateful to have this kind of an opportunity.
Let me touch that quick. I don't like the fact that she was going up the stairs while Senator Seymour was coming down the stairs. Give it some time. Let it breathe. I thought it was insulting. Let it breathe a little bit.
Well, we could talk about that.
Yeah, let it breathe.
But I want to
let it breathe a little bit.
I want to say to you,
it was insulting.
Right? Let's look at this. Let's look at the issues that surrounded the Free National Movement over the past 36 months, right? Or even 48 months, as far back as we want to be able to identify this. There have been issues surrounding the Free National Movement and the indifference that and they continue to be able to pull at each other, not being able to find the cohesion to grow together. This is what I think everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah.
Right down to most recently being able to ratify the our good friend, Dr. Andre Rollins for Long Island, and Adrian Gibson not necessarily being able to kind of bestow that honor and that kind of proper transition in that kind of a space. So we don't know. We don't know exactly what's happening. There has been sort of a choppy position that existed in this kind of a space. Now, I say all them words to say this. If there is a sentiment that exists in the underbelly of the Free National Movement that we may not necessarily win this one. If there exists a sentiment that exists in the underbelly of the Free National Movement that says we may not win this one, let's be clear about this. There is going to be a hell of a race as it relates to moving towards leadership at the next convention.
Ooh,
that's the conversation right there.
I'll tell you this, right?
Because they got some heavy hitters on their ticket. They got some heavy hitters out there who got real aspirations, real articulation, real insight, real vision. And in the event that the Free National Movement don't win the next general election, the convention will shift the entire dynamics of the organization entirely.
I'll tell you this, right? I don't know who the heavy hitters are.
I can name 5 of them.
I'll give you 2 off the top of my head that I don't think they're heavy hitters. They can't hit home runs. Dwayne Sons.
Well, I never was going to call his. Dwayne was my good friend.
Hold on. See, my problem is this, right?
Praise God.
Dwayne Sons was elected. As a matter of fact, I believe Dwayne Sons and Shannon Cartwright, they become sprinters. They can be shown a in a race. For you to leave Elizabeth, where you've been elected before, for Shannon to leave St. Barnabas, where he was twice elected, he can get pension now. For you to sprint like that, you could be shown in a good race.
Shalon's move was a good move.
Why?
Shalon's move was a good move. Shalon, you're my guy.
We were talking about.
You're my man, 100 grand. But you can't win St. Barnabas. What you talking about?
I'm not saying that he could win or not.
So why would he stay there to get cut out?
Why not? Why run away from?
To show people that you could get a good cut behind.
No.
And stand strong.
Well, you won it twice. Why leave it?
What
would have happened between the time you would have won twice and now?
Okay, so let's be very clear about this. He came in on a wave. Remember, the constituency was designed for the PLP, more specifically for Cheryl Bazard. This was the conversation that was happening socially. He found his way in victory, despite the fact that it was designed against him. This was a very incredible thing, and a lot of persons looked at him and said, wow, this is admirable. All right. The next general election, after he had already found those persons, befriended them, pulled them in the constituency, employed them, took care of them, stayed committed to them, ride his bicycle up and down. They say, you know what? We can get a fella the next chance.
Yes.
Bang. They gave him a next chance. In the midst of a wave, they gave him a next chance. He was one of the lone persons outside of St. Andrews that could retain a seat in Nassau. Okay, praise God. He deserves some recognition and credit for being able to retain this seat in the midst of everything as a novice, as a young junior politician in these particular instances. All right. He knows that Michael Halkitis, who's going to be sitting with us tomorrow, God spare, Michael Halkitis has done exactly what he was supposed to do. He identified a page out of this book that Shannon was using and applied it under the auspices of the government to ensure that he could take care of those persons, and he stayed on the ground and stayed committed. He didn't flip-flop. He didn't find himself back in Golden Isles after the demise of our good friend Vaughn Miller. He didn't find himself looking elsewhere. He said, we are going to stay committed. I called him.
He said focus.
I called him. I said, Mike, what you can do? And they said, no, Howard, we're going to stay put in this constituency, and based upon what I'm hearing, victory is inevitable for him.
I'll tell you this. The PLP has 41 candidates ratified. Michael Halkitis may be in the top 2 in terms of success, personality, character.
I think everybody wants him in the House.
He's someone who
he got to be in the House.
Who the country needs in the House.
We need him in the House.
And it's unfair for, I think, Jamal.
I feel the same sentiments for Shannon Cartwright, though. I feel like the Free National Movement, more specifically, needs him as a part of the new generation of leadership for the organization. I believe that.
I'm not speaking against Shannon at all. I don't have the same kind of leadership acumen for him like I would have for Michael Halkitis. I watch him in the House of Assembly constantly.
Well, they're 2 different persons.
Yeah, no, they're 2 different. Of course they are. But what I'm thinking for the most part is this: I have to find a niche for Shannon Cartwright that doesn't seem to exist. I can't take a man who runs a 2-time incumbent beat me in my constituency, unless you cannot face the persons who have elected you 2 consecutive terms, unless you have done something where you can't look those persons in the face and say, you know something, I'm leaving you.
No.
Go to those persons and say, look here, house to house, I'm leaving you, and I'm going to St. James. I'm very far from you. The people are more wealthy than you. They don't need to have their roof fixed. Stay there. I got a problem with that. And so when you turn your back on 2 consecutive terms, it ain't no split terms. 2 consecutive terms, brother left.
We've seen rising stars.
Listen, I don't care, rising star or moon. 2 consecutive terms, he left the people.
Let's talk about your good friend, Michael Pintard.
Mike.
Let's talk about your good friend, Michael Pintard, in the constituency of Marco City. Michael Pintard has won a constituency that has shifted from F&M.
That's a swing seat.
That's a swing seat. Both the F&M, both Pine Ridge and Marco City have been swing seats over the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay? As a result of that, anyway, when we get back, we can dive deeper into these particular things. I know you want to hear. I know you want to hear the rest of these particular things. But no.
You're nervous, right?
No, he ain't no nervous. The fact that, anyway, when we get back, we can dive deeper into this. Guys, this is The Rundown. We're going to be right back after this.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Eleuthero, we've helped 122 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $3 million in approved funding, the SPDC is strengthening Eleuthero's economy by investing in its leading sectors: tourism, food and beverage, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SPDC, Bahamas.
Flower Bomb Tiger Lily, the new wild fragrance by Victor and Rolf.
Available at Lorix Duty Free, Bay and Parliament, Old Fort Bay, Marathon Mall and Palmdale.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
Welcome back to the Rundown, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Howard Grant, sitting, jamming with you, and we're sitting with none other than Adrian Francis, just being able to talk to us about some things. Now, before we go any further, let me just finish what I was telling you. Because he said, you run scared. Let's talk. No, let's talk.
I will make sure you
Your good friend, now you already then spoke about the fact that after you had already committed yourself to 2 consecutive wins back-to-back in the particular constituencies, you should always show up. Yeah. Michael Alcides has found victory in the first stead on a wave for the Free National Movement and was able to retain this after his relentless pushing and agitation and being able to identify what he needs to, and also the support of being able to have a position as leader and possibly the potential of having a prime minister in your constituency laying in the subconscious of people's brains. Okay, praise God. So Michael Pintard was able to retain Marco City twice.
Yes.
And political analysts who are held in high esteem in this country is saying to Michael Pintard, boy, you really should have looked at Central Grand Bahama for the retention of your position and your political life and longevity. Why would you play with a constituency who knows to teeter on the edge, back and forth like a flip-flop?
You know, first of all, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be the leader of a party going into the election. Michael Pintard, I think, from COVID, from Dorian, would have done some exceptional things that will be in the minds, branded in the minds of so many persons in Marco City.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
So I don't think Michael ever had any consideration. As a matter of fact,
I never said it was his consideration.
No, I'm telling you.
Others said to him.
Even the soothsayers. I don't know what kind of they analysis for paralysis. I can't take them kind of nonsense. They paralysis, they know analysis. Stay where you are, go where you're planted. I think he's done an exceptional job in that regard. In terms of the leadership being challenged as a result of however everything plays out. And you said heavy hitters. I'm a baseball player. And when you talk about heavy hitters, you're gonna have to explain to me, because I just gave you the chairman and the deputy leader, and I tell you, move them on the side.
No.
Who would be your head?
I'm in the same bucket with you as it relates to the chairman. The chairman is excellent in his private capacity.
Oh, I think he's a tremendous doctor.
I don't think we could ever take that away from him. He's tremendous in his private capacity.
Yeah, no, that's my boy, man. He's a tremendous doctor.
The truth is...
With politics?
The truth is, politics is rather questionable in his particular stead. Even the decision of being able to move, and I say the decision, even the decision of being able to go in the constituency of Bamboo Town, I thought it was a wild thing.
Yeah,
I thought it was wild, right? I'm not going to fight him.
I'm sure.
He has his reasoning.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Yeah, he gets some reason. If you think Shannon O has some reasoning, the kind of beating Joe Bed would have put on him up in Elizabeth, you think it's...
Yeah, but people, it ain't only about running away from potential defeat.
He ran from Joe Bed.
Being able to identify another 40 constituencies and running into potential victory.
What I find intriguing is this, right? The PLP have some tremendous women who've been nominated. Joe Bed, Kobe Davis, P.L. Glover, Glenn Asana Martin, then you added Robin Lyons.
Robin,
and then there's...
That's going to be a dynamic constituency to watch in the constituency of Kalani.
You added Robin Lyons.
Crazy.
You got, over in Marathon, you got Lisa Raming.
Yeah.
You're some dynamic...
Michael.
Oh, my God, Ronell and Bristol. She's the digital genius.
I think... I looked at her.
She's good.
I watched her posture.
She's good.
I watched her genuine approach.
And I'm saying...
And I said... This is going to be something to watch.
I'm telling you generally, because Ronell and Bristol, for example, is someone who I know. She's a longtime friend. She's the granddaughter of Ronnie and Bristol, the musician.
Yeah.
Granddaughter. It's Marco's daughter. Her sister, Cache and Bristol, is one of our Olympians.
That's her sister who was in the back in all white.
Yeah.
On the stage.
Yes.
I look at her, I say, what, her sister riding with her hard. Praise God for y'all, eh? Y'all continue to do well.
You're amazing. But anyhow.
Yeah.
But Ronell is a very good candidate. Now, there's a young business lady who entered the race, who was ratified last week. Her name is Renika Notes.
Yeah, we know Renika.
Renika
ran in Kalani.
She ran in Kalani against Dr. Mendes.
Twice.
She took on soldiers. Renika, she ain't scared of nothing. As a matter of fact, you know, she was in the Miss Bahamas process for a while also. So Renika is a very strong candidate. When you look at, and I got to be careful because elections are won on leadership. So you could have the best candidates on earth. Elections are won on leadership. And the thing, what I perceive today is that Brave Davis still have a lot of favor on the ground.
Okay.
A lot of people may dislike Brave on social media. They would say this about him. They would say that about him. They will never say it to his face. Maybe just a lovable fellow.
It's unnecessary. They ain't gonna find him to say it in this face.
No.
But I can tell you this.
If you run into the other
does that favor on the ground translate into Long Island?
Long Island has always been one of those.
Most recently, we would have seen the Rowdy Boys being able to get a contract for about $20 million.
In the airport?
Right, the airport contract. And then we would have heard around that same time these sentiments kind of bubbling out of Long Island to say, well, we've been waiting on the dock, we've been waiting on this long time and committed ourselves to the Free National Movement, they ain't never do nothing. Should we support something else? I am asking you, as a result of what we've seen happen in Long Island, we see Adrian Gibson not get the nomination for the Free National Movement. We see Andre Rollins, Dr. Andre Rollins, find himself in this position when he was asked whether or not he had a conversation. I don't know whether or not he was prepared for that answer, and he said, well, you know, I don't have anything against him. It is good.
You're not going to like my thoughts.
Right, let's go, right? And now you put Knowles in this mix. It could possibly lead to a potential shift because Tyrell Young did not do that bad against Adrian Gibson.
No, Tyrell did an excellent job. Well. Here's the challenge with, like between elections, you have to stay on the ground. You have to continue to work.
Yeah.
And the Progressive Party, I guess, in that regard, decided to go in a different direction. My challenge with Adrian Gibson, even having a consideration for the nomination. I've seen young persons.
It's heavy what you're about to do.
Go to jail.
No.
On a shorter term.
It's too heavy what you're about to do.
I've seen young men go to jail in a shorter court case than Adrian Gibson case would have lasted about 4 to almost 5 years. That's a sin to our country.
A sin to the country?
That's a sin to our country. Okay. If young persons can go before the courts and get through the court system on a more rapid pace, why in the world are we talking about Adrian Gibson? I'm not saying that he's guilty, but I'm saying the case should have been concluded already. That's a sin to our country.
Okay.
No way on earth should there be a consideration for someone who charged in the manner in which he was charged, for that to still be a consideration for him to be renominated. That was an easy decision.
So, hold on.
That's an easy decision for Michael Pindad.
Are you saying, but there was no formality associated with that?
Whatever, listen.
There needs to be formality.
Forget formality.
No, you got to be formal with people.
I'm not saying that.
My mother watching, my granny watching.
I'm not saying disregard process. Here's what I'm saying to you, though. It made his charges made the decision for Michael Pindad easy.
But what do you say, despite the vindication, there is still a social perception that lingers for Kirk Cornish in North Abaco? His vindication before the courts has nothing to do with the possibility exists on the ground. He was renominated.
He went before the court.
Had an opportunity.
He went before the court and was discharged.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
But the allegation still lingers in the head because there's the court of public opinion, and you and I know.
Of course.
You and I know.
You throw your trial balloon. Okay, you go to trial balloon. You throw it back in North Abaco, and you say to the people in North Abaco, Kirk, or who else? The people said, Kirk. So what you want that process to do? You go back to Long Island with my namesake, and you say to the people of Long Island, this case is not over. It made it too easy.
That's not what I heard come out of the ground on Long Island.
There was a tree that came out of the ground.
Right. It got to be a tree.
Because that was
a tree.
You know, seeds to plant.
Whatever beans they put down there is a beanstalk that came out and that said, the blood of an Englishman, we did not see a completion of this. We don't like what's happening. There is murmurs. I don't know, there's only murmurs. We can't even say whether or not you need a defibrillator for this, but there's only murmurs. There is murmurs that indicate at this time, if he runs independent, the people in Long Island will support him. Talk to me.
I put it to you like this. Michael Pinder's greatest challenge with many of the nominees, this is a humble opinion. This is not something anyone say to me. So I'll put it to you like this. Brave Davis owns the PLP. Brave Davis owns the PLP. Michael Pinder have to win
it's one leader.
election.
One thing you can tell about the PLP, they can say,
one leader.
One leader at a time.
Yeah, at a time.
Okay,
so you got to understand that Michael Pinder does not own the Free National Movement. And so you will see.
It's heavy what you're doing.
No,
last time I do this, they tell me.
You don't own the Free National Movement.
The opportunity, sir.
In order for you to own the Free National Movement, you have to win one. You have to win one. To own it, you have to, not convention, election. You have to win one. Brave Davis own.
I don't know if this is accurate, what you're saying.
I'm telling you this.
No, this can't be accurate.
Because if Mike...
Minus win one. And they tell him leave, sir.
No, Minus won one. But
he won one.
But he knocked the people down.
Oh, Jesus.
So you got to understand that Michael does not own the FNM. There's still somebody in the background who is influencing some nominees.
Let me hear this.
Because some people believe that Ingram is still... people believe...
Let me hear it.
That Ingram is still influencing some persons who were nominated. And sources would have said
some
to me...
people believe
that
allegations that spilling and rotating around from North Abaco indicating that we wanted Gray.
Yes.
And you send Boodle.
You send Boodle.
And Boodle said, based upon the allegations, speculations, conversations that come out of North Abaco, Boodle indicated, I didn't really want to go forward. However, there is an unction behind me saying that you could do it, baby. Talk to me.
I hope the unction could cause the function. Because I can tell you...
You got to look out for Kai Mills. Kai Mills right there. Almost 1,000 votes he get last time.
I was talking to Kai Mills. I was in Abaco. One of the things I can tell you, people would say this to me or say that about me, right? I just go to the island and check myself. I just go to the island, I'll check myself. I'm going to go to Lucha next week. I'm going to go to Grand Bahama on Thursday. I'll tell you, right, that I believe contextually that Ingram still has some major influence on who is nominated. You know, the question is this, right?
But if it goes back to what you were saying.
In every election.
If you win one and you own the FNM.
Yeah. Then you ain't need Ingram no more.
So how much Ingram been treat? So he got to be the emperor. Yeah, and if he's the emperor, he would always, as long as he lived, have political collateral.
Yeah, but you
know,
sometimes,
Scrooge McDuck.
Sometimes, you know, the emperor's naked.
Oh,
sometimes the emperor ain't got no clothes.
Sir, you're doing a lot today.
Sometimes it's a naked emperor.
Praise God.
And there's a time in every human life, even in politics, the ministry, the church, every time you get to a certain place, sometimes you have to quiet down and allow people to run their own cause. And I'm not saying that Michael is not running his own cause, but I'm sure, believe that cause sometimes is influenced. There are some persons like certain shows I'm understanding that would have been influenced by. I know that several persons in the hierarchy of the Free National Movement didn't want Tenley Penn, the funeral maker. But the reality is...
Stick a pin. Guys, when we get back, we can talk a little taste more about these particular things and looking at the dynamics of what's happening around the country. Going to take this quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40-odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you can achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 5. Never push anyone into the pool or off of a dock.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Ground Bahama, we've helped 486 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $14.4 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Grand Bahama's economy by investing in its leading sectors: food and beverage, tourism, and fishing. Every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Rundown with Howard Grant, jamming with you tonight, just being able to have a good conversation. I hope you're really being able to get the skinny and the rundown as to exactly what's happening. We're sitting here with none other than
You call me skinny?
No, the skinny. I
thought you called me skinny.
No, I wouldn't do such a thing, sir. Right? Get the skinny in terms of what's happening around here and the rundown as to exactly what's happening from a political standpoint. I'm sitting with none other than Adrian Francis, just being able to kind of shoot the breeze of what's happening in a very interesting makeup. We ain't hit St. James yet, for his good friend, but we got to get down there. Like I said to him, I thought it was a good move to see Shannon Dawn identify a particular constituency that I believe, in the event that he is victorious, that he could be there for 25 years.
Shannon Dawn as the leader?
I didn't say anything about a leader. Don't jump the gun yet. I said he got to win his seat.
Yeah.
And St. James.
Listen, I'll tell you.
Shannon Dawn, from all the persons who come to the forefront.
I would have taken a different approach. I'm going to tell you why. All right? If you were the Free National Movement and the gerrymander took place or the seat is actually cut, with your government, I would take a chance in moving. I ain't going to take no chance to move. It's a sitting government got the seat.
You can't. Shannon Dawn had to move. Shannon Dawn, listen to me.
Listen, man.
You had to move.
Listen to me, man.
At this particular time, you heard the sentiments. You know that kind of a close margin last time. You know.
I would move under the condition.
Mike almost had him last time.
Listen, I would move under the condition that my government would have cut the seat. I would think it'd be crazy. Asinine. To be frank, that the present government or the PLP would cause for a cut to take place. Obviously, Golden Isles was too big a constituency. So was Kalani.
Okay.
And so there was a reason for there to be some delineations. I'll give you this though. They're not going to cut a seat and think they're going to cut themselves out of it.
Let's be very clear about this.
You understand my point?
When we identify, let's be clear about this now. When we identify victory, no one say we can take the whole hog. People get the choice meat. Well, I like the back leg. I like this. We used to have good hog ass sauce. We ain't want the whole hog. It's crazy to believe we could get the whole hog. So even in our calculations, if we calculate as we go on the ground, we have to identify some things.
Good.
The inner city of Nassau historically has found themselves an allegiance to the PLP. Drifting, they may be drifting. They may be waking up to certain concepts and ideas and certain rhythms that exist in these particular areas. However, their commitment has been historically to the PLP. Angliston, Centerville, these are historically PLP seats.
No doubt.
When you find yourself, like Leslie said with me when he sat with me, when they get money and in education, they move to the outskirts and they don't vote for us no more. When they get money, they don't need us no more. That's what Leslie said. Okay. St. James is the extremity of the city, the extremity of the island, on the outskirts. The mindset, the elk, the concept, the education that exists in these particular areas are different than what exists in the city, in the constituency of St. Barnabas. Shannon Dawn, exposed, articulate, quite capable, knows how, just like Lyndon Pindon, how to play the duality of those particular roles. And I believe that he will do well as a seasoned politician, talk to me, on the outskirts of the city.
You have some great hopes.
Well, listen, I'm just saying, vote for the man. I'm simply saying
I hear what you're saying. My argument to you and my pushback is this. If I'm the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper is in charge of that committee. I'm not sitting down as the Honorable Prime Minister when I have a conversation with him and look at the polling divisions and the cuts and say, listen, tell me how they look. And I, Chester Cooper, say to him, well, we can give this one to Shenandoah. It may not be...
No, it ain't necessarily for Shenandoah.
No, let's give this one to an ilk. Okay, let's give this one to
Owen Wells is of a similar cloth. Let's be clear. Owen Wells is of a similar cloth. Acclimated, articulate, insightful, polished. He's prepared. And he's presenting himself as such in this particular area. However, he is new, if we dare call him a novice in this political in the political realm.
I will tell you, I don't know Owen Wells very well. And that's my disclosure. My challenge is this, right? From the time Shenandoah threw to pick up that mace, he was being chased. You're going to pick up that mace.
Shenandoah was being chased before that, sir.
Yeah.
And let's not get into that. But
I'll tell you, all the gloves are off when it comes to Shenandoah.
But Shenandoah was being chased before that. Then we found him on good political footing, and then he grabbed the mace and threw it out the window. So he liked a good chase. He better have his jogging shoes on.
The police tried to lift him that day, and they found it very difficult.
Thank God it wasn't me. He can't lift me.
Shenandoah and Adrian White. Shenandoah and Adrian White, they had a little difficulty trying to lift him out.
I know, I recognize that.
They ended up taking Adrian White's shirt all the way to his chest.
While he hold the flag. I know.
I'll never forget that. That was very, very insightful.
But we look at this and we look at the layout, and I want to be able to say to you that I see some flyers going around that the government, the PLP, is possibly going back to Grand Bahama to introduce their candidates and being able to do these things, right? As a Grand Bahamian myself, you know I have some words about these particular areas. Now, you and I would have had conversations about this before, and looking at West Grand Bahama, my house, my home.
That's your background.
This my
your backyard.
8 Mile Rock, rocks or shots, amen. You all know, right? So
I thought Lincoln carried to the rocks.
Sir, stop it, right? It is 6 Mile Rock, it's 8. right. So as I look at this constituency, I knew that it would have been a difficult thing for whoever won in the by-election, whether it's my good cousin Ricardo Grant, or whether it's my good cousin Kingsley Smith, because I was a Grant and a Smith.
Boy.
Okay? So let's be very clear about this.
You're like family, boy.
All of us that's why I couldn't marry 8 Mile Rock woman.
You can pick up family up.
No, this is my family. I ain't picked them up. They're my family.
You can pick up family, boy.
So I knew whoever won is going to have a difficult time coming to the general election. The same difficulty, I believe, will exist in the constituency of Golden Isles, because the resources that the government actually was able to fortify you with, the introduction that they did in these particular areas, walking with you, the entire cabinet of the Bahamas being able to come, touching people, identifying them, knowing exactly who they are, reconnecting with them, and giving these sort of promises that we can be able to do this and we can just give them an opportunity. They gave Pickstock an opportunity, and they gave Kingsley an opportunity. Now, every man for himself and God for us all.
I think your analysis is perfect. I talk to Kingsley Smith often. Picky, I believe. Listen, the government of the Bahamas could not afford to lose any of those by-elections.
No, they couldn't.
They were quizzes.
Yeah.
For final exams.
Yeah.
And they, no matter what it took.
Some may say expensive quiz. Praise God.
Listen, let me tell you something. People always talk about expense when it comes to elections. You have to understand. Elections are about winning at all costs. It makes no sense being a runner-up. Anybody remember who you are. When you don't win a seat, and I have this thing I always say, not because the seat is empty means anybody should sit in it. The challenge we have is that sometimes people end up in seats, sitting in seats, and they're more ineffective than when they were out. And so Kingsley was renominated. And I know he was challenged by Craig Neely. He was challenged by, and that's Robert Grant. I know Artis a bit, and I know Artis is basically a male in that area. Your son, Artis' son comes out and says, "Lucky man, my son coming out." Now, Kingsley have to now go back and say to Artis and everybody else in that area, support us, please.
I'm hoping that he's done that.
Because
I'm hoping that he's done that.
Listen, man, I've been around this situation from 1980, 83. Roscoe, the cameraman here tonight, Roscoe tell you the travels that we've done, the Caracoms and the Chogums we've covered. I traveled to London all in my youth. The politics I forget, most people can't remember. And I will tell you that I've seen enough to make grown men cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody...
Listen to the story you told the other day.
Oh, Jesus, oh, the boohoo.
No. I laugh so much when I listen to your story. I laugh so much.
My thing, Howard, is that if the young persons, I believe going into this election right now, there's an edge to the sitting government. There's an edge.
However, now, whilst we want to be able to identify that, and I think we were very clear that we didn't hear the sentiments on the ground kind of bubbling to the surface to indicate that we got to be able to get this one got to go. There isn't these sentiments that says, look here, we go in with this particular government, we get the hell with the PLP. We're not hearing those things on the ground. However, there are some constituencies that this government is going to have significant difficulty with. Significant difficulty with.
I think so.
Okay? Some of the constituencies exist in the city of Nassau, and a great deal of those constituencies exist in the city of Grand Bahama. We've already started to talk about West Grand Bahama, where we see Kingsley may have difficulty, right? We already started to talk about those things. Central Grand Bahama, Paco deal has a great deal of persons, and shouts out to Paco, congratulations to you, my brother. There's a great deal of persons being able to kind of rally around him. I see him being able to formalize a party and to formalize his people on the ground. I like how that looks. But you know you're going into Central Grand Bahama. We know the historic element. The only thing that you have, which may be sort of an uptick, is that both of you are essentially newcomers. Now, Frazette has been in local government. She's been serving in many capacities for some time. But the truth of the matter is that both of you, when it comes to frontline politics, as it relates to being able to be on a major ticket, you're brand new to this. So that may be sort of an easier thing to deal with. When we look at Marcos City, we know the strength that Michael Pintard has put on the ground, his consistency and always being able to show up, even in the middle of a storm. You remember this. Even in the middle of a storm.
Yes.
He was showing up in these particular capacities. The one constituency I believe that may be able to kind of slim out with the possibility of being able to see the upper hand for the PLP, more specifically, is the constituency of Pine Ridge. Now, how did I give her that? How did I was able to do that for the PLP? Simply because we have the element of an independent in this particular capacity. When we look at Frederick McAlpine is going to capture anywhere from 750 to 1,500 votes. If he push hard.
Let's go back to Central for a second, and I don't think you would give the incumbent Aram Lewis any kind of possibility of getting 300 votes, 400 votes.
Aram is your friend, he is my friend. When I ran in the constituency as a grant and all my family, my mother just ran, the fella said, how would we like you, baby? But if you come back, you're the watermelon now. You're only green on the outside, but you're red on the inside. That's what the people tell me. That's what the people tell me. They say, but if you come back, baby, we'll vote for you. All right, this is what they said to me. Aram Lewis we would suffer some of the same defeats and difficulty that my good friend, the meteorologist, D. Housen Mutri, would have suffered when he stepped away from his political organization.
But here's my thoughts. Here are my thoughts. And this is beyond friendship. Aram Lewis, I believe, can garnish a couple hundred votes.
Aram Lewis can get 350 to 400 votes.
I believe that 350 votes or 400 votes are very, very, very telling in Central Grand Bahama, and I believe that's going to give the edge of that seat for the first time. Nico Grant, how are you?
I got 338 votes.
Yeah, and Nico still won, right?
And Nico blow everybody on the water.
That's Nico. That's Nico. Nico was a signature, buddy. Nico was a signature. And so what you're dealing with now is the 350 votes. I'll put it to you that the Prime Minister of Bahamas went to Grand Bahama, and he went to do what Sir Lyndon did, bend or break. Bend or break.
I see what you're doing here, and this is a conversation that you and I should have had a little earlier. I want to be able to talk about that. Is that it? Or we got one more segment? One more segment. When we come back, we can talk a little bit about this. We've been talking about these things, guys. Let's take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
My name is Omar Ferguson. I've been disabled now from 2009. What inspired me to start my own business? It was the determination to know that I still had something left in me, even though a lot of my independence, my mobility was being restricted. In my disability, it's kind of hard finding the investors or the capital. For example, national insurance. The benefit that we receive, it's a lifeline. And in any business that you're going to take, it's going to be a risk. We're not looking for handouts, but we want you to understand that we still need a little special care. This literally gives us a backbone that, hey, we could actually stand someday. This is the business I know it's going to be a risk. Even going through that process, I'm still dependent on national insurance. Overall, being in the program itself has put me in a place where I feel young again. I feel like anything is possible. I would say to others with disabilities, look around your community, just like you guys said in one of the modules. See what is needed in your community and go for it. Don't be afraid, just go for it.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Agent, before we send you out in the world, we must make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay, and bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, jamming with you right here on the Rundown, being able to get the way we are and being able to talk about these things. I'm sitting here with my good friend, Adrian Francis.
My God.
As he continues to be able to talk about these things from a national perspective, you got to check him out on ZNS on weekdays between 4 and 5?
4 and 5.
Between 4 and 5 on his show, The Future. The Future, he continues to be able to talk about these things.
Not the past.
Not the past, the future.
The future.
All right. I got to come visit you in the future one day.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, got to see that, right? I was supposed to be there, but I didn't make it, right? So listen. Now, when we hear, he said some interesting things, and I want to be able to kind of wrap this up. And being able to identify this, I said that I believe that the PLP, the government, will have some challenges. Grand Bahama will be some challenges. As we're looking at the political landscape right now, and under the last regime, under the last Free National Movement, the Free National Movement didn't find momentum until 3 weeks before the election, if you remember this. Mm-hmm. They didn't find any momentum until Hubert Ingram stepped on the stage and a lot of persons kind of rallied behind him. Oh, he got Papa now! We ready now, right? And, you know, they found this kind of a generic momentum. Got to be generic because things just kind of took a turn right after. Nonetheless, there was this momentum that actually propelled them into this kind of a position to eventually lead Hubert Minnis to being able to say that the Ingram era is over. This was too much. Well, it was before that and then it was after that. It was too much. It was too much. But nonetheless, we know that momentum could turn on and turn off at the drop of a dime in this political season. And a lot of that has to do with money. However, for what exists on the ground at this particular time, we don't have campaign finance reform, we don't have these kind of modifications just yet. And so what exists on the ground is sort of a vulnerable state that says, we're waiting for you to make a deposit. And when you make a deposit, we will give consideration one way or another. As we look at the ground pre-deposit, let's just do it like that. As we look at Grand Bahama pre-deposit, we are saying that there may be difficult. Now, I don't see no difficulty in Andres. I don't see no difficulty in, even in Abaco, I can be honest with you.
No.
I don't see no difficulty in these particular areas. There may not necessarily be any difficulty in Exuma. There may not be any difficulty in a lot of spaces. Even you may find favor in Long Island. But Grand Bahama will provide you with some difficulty.
I'll tell you, I believe that the opening of the key adds favor to a lot of things.
Celebration key.
Yeah, celebration key. And then there are so many persons who are moving back to Grand Bahama. I think you and I would have had that conversation in another space. There are a number of persons moving back to Grand Bahama. Is it there yet? No. I do believe, and I want to say it before we go because I started this. The Prime Minister went to Grand Bahama.
Yes.
And he revisited the bend or break.
Yes.
And I don't believe it's
1969.
fair. 1969. I don't believe it's fair for the people of Grand Bahama to have to sit through the original Hawkpit Creek Agreement, where they were supposed to invest in other parts of Grand Bahama.
It's heavy what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this is an external assessment that we're making.
Yes.
Grand Bahamian people may not carry the same sentiment.
No. They in emotions, they pass all the hurricanes and all the damages that they would have had.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you open a hotel. Don't tell me you break ground at the hotel and you don't have anything really reasonable to show for it. Don't tell me the airport is actually being... I'll tell you that the government's decision to be methodical about this hotel deal, this airport deal, is based on the fact that there were so many false alarms in the past. And I agree. It does not make sense. Sometimes you make a decision to either stay in or get voted out. And this is a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation.
No, but I want to say this before we go, because I just want to be able to kind of piggyback on some of the things that you have said, and let's be very clear about this. The PLP may see the same thing. They have a lot of statistical data and analysis that, running up and down every constituency. They're doing a great deal of things to be able to identify their numbers, their raw numbers, even if it's not delivered to us, they understand these things. And let's be very clear about this. The PLP understands the difficulty that they're having in Grand Bahama. And they could be able to hit you with the pleasantries and the concepts and ideas and say we can make you the promises and so forth and so on and kind of push through until the end. However, what the Prime Minister has done, I think, is commendable in terms of being able to, like you said, take on this kind of sort of a concept that exists with the quasi government.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
To take on these particular concepts to say that we need to be able to write these things and get these particular things straight. To take on this concept, even though what existed under the former administration with the acquisition of the hotel and the $1 million that they spent per month just to being able to maintain that and doing all these things. The former administration still coming right back now and saying that you haven't done this, you haven't done that. And we know for the entire time they did nothing. They did nothing in Grand Bahama, whilst Grand Bahamian people were loyal to them in terms of being able to get a Governor General, a Deputy Prime Minister.
You must Scott?
Yeah. You can't. You don't have electricity to light a mosquito. I remember, right?
See, because he had the position over Grand Bahama. Michael Scott.
Yeah.
I can't remember whatever happened to him.
I spoke to him maybe a year and a half ago, but I haven't spoken to him.
Oh, you were in
since.
contact with those
right?
folk?
So, no, I just, sorry, I do this regular, so I would have to speak with you. So I'm saying that to say that the challenges that I'm seeing that the PLP take on, this administration take on, this New Day administration take on, is a commendable thing. It may not necessarily be for the best interest of their political organization and their objectives. However, it's in the best interest of the Bahamian people to be able to rectify some issues that exist in these particular spaces. I gotta say that. I gotta say that.
They went in the gym, and they picked some heavyweights. And they took on some things, and
even though the decision may not be in your favor, it may not be a favorable outcome for you.
Of course.
You push through and make a decision despite.
When you and I meet again, whether it's the future or whether it's here, the reality is that sometimes you make decisions as a leader, and the decision may not be felt until a few years later. But you decide to go in the gym.
Like Hubert Ingram and the roads.
And the roads. Now, the road tempted.
We put him out. And we said,
the road them dig up.
Nice, eh?
Yeah, the road them dig up. I tell you, there were some bad roads. But anyhow, the road them was dig up. That was Nico Grant. That's telling him. You got to get to the place where you have to take on heavy decisions. That's what leadership is.
Yeah.
And that's why there are some persons inside the rank and files of the PLP that I admire. I admire Pia Global Road.
Yeah.
I believe she took on some heavy stuff. What Pia Global Road did with the unions and with getting some people permanent pensionable. You talk about the leader. Pia Global Road, Michael Alquidas. Jesus.
This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue to have these kind of great conversations about where we are from a national standpoint. We can continue to be able to bring you the rundown, and talk to you about those things.
Before you shut this thing off, Renaissance and Martin pulled up on project on Wolf Road by Bamboo Shot.
Yeah, Glenn, he got to be able to give you a play and a plug, Glennis.
No,
talk what you want to type.
Listen, when people working, you got to work with them.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked in right here on ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's the final newscast in the country and the latest news and information with Corvell Pyfrom. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant, and thanks for joining us. We see you tomorrow. Godspeed.
Families in trouble, but the answers exist with us.
God changed me to deal with my children.
My part of this program is, one, personally learning and gaining new tools, as well as giving persons other tools to work with.
I was sent by court to the parenting class, and I'll tell you, I've learned so much.
That's Taking Social Services to the People, Monday at 9 p.m. on ZNS Television.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training advises the public that the registration process of the 2026-2027 school year for public school students has commenced. Parents are urged to register their children before the deadline of the 31st of March, 2026. Here's what you'll need: your child's proof of identity, immunization card, their most recent transcript or report card, parents or guardians' proof of identity. Register before the deadline to ensure a seamless transition into the new school year. Don't delay. Register today.
When you come to prison, you get a number. They don't know you by name. They give you a number.
What do you think you is? What do you think you is?
Right? Y'all gonna experience what it feels like when you come here.
Stop giving me what I want. Nobody want it. Get down, man. You tell me go. Too late.
Money.
Welcome to the jungle.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
"700 islands wrapped in turquoise dreams. Every voice matters, every soul redeems. With a heartbeat broadcasting truth across the waves. Information, liberation. This is our nation safe. From Andros to Abaco, a love at a Grand Bahama shore. We're reaching every family, knocking on every door. Not just talking policy, baby, we're changing lives. When social service meets compassion, that's when hope survives. We speak your language, we know your name. Through the airwaves, through the struggle, we remain. Building bridges over water, building trust on solid ground. The Bahamas Ministry, where love and justice can be found. We are islands of care in an ocean of need. Planting faith like coconut trees, watching future succeed, watching them grow. Broadcasting truth, serving hearts, making sure you're heard. The Bahamas rises together when we honor every word. This is bound.